Hey, this video about to get very surgical, so stay with me. All right. We about to react to this DJ Hed and Mal debate. You feel me? I'm in here chilling. You see what I'm saying? So if you at the crib chilling or whatever, come kick it. Let's watch, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely finna watch this. I'm definitely finna watch this. Yes, sir. Okay. Then I got all these motherfucking. What's goody? What's goody? What's good with the people? What's good with the people? How you doing, Mr. Bungus? I'm good. How about you? How about you? It's about to get surgical. Yeah, I've been excited for this one. Reggie B, what's the word? What's the word? Alicia, what's the word? Jermaine Event, what's the word? Jamaria Marie, what's the word? Regal Love, what's the word? W Barto content. Hey, I'm actually finna get on that too in a second. I got a theory video finna put up on that. I need more manga reads. Shit, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more content. Put people on some more shit. It's about to get surgical up in here. Oh yeah, for sure. What's up, Jalabi? Superfly right. Danette George, Nav Paymar, Desi Baby, Superfly right. Hector Delgado. How to Succeed One, Reggie B, Alicia. What's goody? Okay. Hey, we finna. Oh yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button too, man. You feel me? Love the content too, bro. Appreciate you. Absolutely. I've been excited to watch this one, boy. I've been excited to watch this one. You said my name right. You feel me? What's good? Hey, but look, this is how we gonna do it. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna watch. Actually, I didn't think this was a good idea because I seen DJ Hed go on to the stream with DDG, right? And dude asked him to name 5 Kendrick Lamar songs. He couldn't name 5 Kendrick Lamar songs, and the internet started packing them up. So I was like, damn, I don't think I want to see him debating on the stance of Kendrick Lamar against Mal, because Mal don't got no logic. You see what I'm saying? So Mal don't use logic. Okay. So I'm like, damn, I don't know, bro, but we're gonna check it out, see how bro did. Hopefully he represented. Hopefully he represented. Hey, yeah, like, share, all that good stuff. You feel me? But hey, hopefully he represented though. You feel me? Let's get to it. Hey, I'm gonna play this. Y'all tell me if the audio is good.
Welcome to our 1-year anniversary of the greatest
Audio
battle
cool?
in hip hop history.
Audio good? Audio good? Audio good? Audio good? Say less. Let's get it.
With Drake and Kendrick Lamar. We are here to celebrate with 2 of the biggest media personalities of the entire battle. Damaris, I felt like these were the best 2 to bring in to really break down everything that happened a year ago.
I agree. Representation for both camps.
We will start with our first guest, hailing from Carson, California. Go figure. Had no idea. Media personality, legendary DJ, and the Coast Guard, from what I'm told. I have yet to see him swim, but we are joined by our family, DJ Hed.
West Coast, we in the building.
Yeah. Hey, studio audience.
Hey, real talk though, bruh. Real talk though. Why the hold on, man. Why the fuck? Why? What is going on here? What is going on here? Okay. Bro looked like he could have. Bro looked like he could have did Terrence Howard and Best Man. Haha, for real. Shit crazy.
DJ Hed.
West Coast, we in the building.
Yay, studio audience.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate, being here. I get to sit on the Rory and Mal set.
Yeah.
This is what an honor. I just talk like this. I'm not being sarcastic.
And in the other corner, I do not know his height and weight because I am not built like that, and he would find that offensive if I did. Hailing from the Bronx,
Absolutely.
Fordham to be exact,
Preston Ave.
we have the one and only Mal.
I got a question.
I'm here every day for the last like 12 years. Like, you don't have to clap for me.
I got a question.
What's up?
You know, like you said when he said you from the Bronx, and then you said the street. Is that normal? Like that's some East Coast shit?
No, but if you say you from the Bronx is so big.
No, I know that, but that's like saying I'm from Carson, but then I wouldn't say like Diamonddale because I don't know. Like I always find it interesting about like New Yorkers because even like Wayno does that. Like other people do that where like it'd be like, yeah, this is my block, and it's like I would never tell a nigga where my block is, like for safety reasons. Like,
No, I don't still live there.
no, I know that, but I'm just saying.
Hey,
no,
You
niggas
guys
do.
tell
Hey.
with your fingers.
Hey, I don't know if y'all peak game yet. He's sizing them up though. He's sizing them up though. He already trying to sneak in some points. He like, yeah, wait, they do that on the so you don't so you don't understand. Okay. He trying to size them up real quick. Come on.
Pause and your mouth of exactly where you're from.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, to me, that raises safety concerns. Like, I would never say the street that I live on or my family is still there type.
But Creston is a long.
Oh, okay, got you.
And Fordham is a street, but it's also like an area,
It's an area
more or
of the
less.
Bronx.
Like,
Okay, got you.
yeah,
That's like when we say Shaw. It's a street, but it's also an area.
Exactly.
Okay,
100%,
got you.
exactly.
All right, that makes sense.
so we didn't dock Small. He's just
No, I would do that.
I mean,
I just-
if
he don't
anybody
even
want
be
to go
in
to
Fordham
Creston and look for me, be my guest.
No,
Just
it's
don't
just,
call me.
I always hear New Yorkers say that. I'm like, damn, he just gonna say the street he live on?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not a small street. Very,
Yeah.
very
Hey.
big block.
I want to start.
Hey, this nigga Mal antsy. hey, this nigga Mal
Be my guest.
antsy.
Just don't call me.
I always hear New Yorkers say that. I'm like, damn, he just gonna say the street he live on?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not a small street. Very,
Yeah.
very big block.
I want to start with peace, something that you guys do agree on, and something that actually makes me very happy. The Lakers are the fuck out of the playoffs. Thank God. We can clap for that as well. I know both of you are very
Clapping
sad.
for that.
Maul, for some reason, is a Lakers fan. I don't understand it, but
Diehard Lakers.
Yeah,
fan.
he's on the right side of history.
Diehard Lakers fan.
not this year. But I'm a Knicks fan, so
I'm
can
sorry
talk?
to hear that.
So I feel like we should start at the absolute beginning of this entire thing, right before the battle even started. I want to go to the control verse. Because DJ Hed is our guest, we will let him go first. Do you think the subtle shots Kendrick and Drake threw at each other, post control, were serious or just for sport?
I think it's all sport. It's always been sport up until it wasn't.
At what point was it not?
I think once. I mean, we'll get.
How y'all feel about that question? Before I say something, how y'all feel about that question? I just want to know. How y'all feel about that question before I say something? Because that was an interesting question to me. Yeah, because like,
Kendrick and Drake threw at each other. DJ Hed is our guest. We will let him go first. Do you think the subtle shots Kendrick and Drake threw at each other, post control, were serious or just for sport?
now, what you mean? They was doing it on rap songs, you know? Some pop songs, but they was doing it on rap songs, no? They was sending shots on rap songs, no? Okay. We rapping here.
I think it's all sport. It's always been sport up until it wasn't.
At what point was it not?
I think once. I mean, we'll get there, I'm sure, but like once lines get crossed and stuff like that, then I think that it starts to take it outside of the realm of sports. It's no different than like you seen like Ron Artest or Latrell or Draymond or it's sport until it's not. You know what I'm saying?
What line was crossed?
When from control?
Or any line?
That was later on.
Okay.
That was later on. But from the control, it was just like once that was all like sport, and it was just like, yeah, get in the booth.
Okay.
I feel you. Then there was a rumor, which I think both you guys have some background on. Kendrick was supposed to be on first person shooter, or what became first person shooter. And there was some type of disagreement between Kendrick and Drake. Both of you being insiders, can you tell us what really happened when Drake reached out to Kendrick to get him on what became first person shooter?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, what people don't really know is Kendrick really got this. Kendrick really got motherfuckers like really talking hip hop, bro. If we keeping it real, people don't want to admit it, but like there was a point in time before this where it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was looking interesting in hip hop, bro. It was looking interesting in hip hop. It was good, family. It was good, family. Yes, sir. LBC in the house. Yes, sir.
Hed, we can start with you or Mal, depending on.
I don't know what happened.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure what happened. I do know that obviously he was supposed to be on the record. I don't know if he just decided he didn't want to do it because he had other plans, or if it was just a timing thing and he was taking too long to send the verse back and they moved on without him. I mean, I don't know for sure. I've never had that conversation, but I mean, whatever it is, I don't think it was nothing that, you know, is a real reason of why this battle may have started because he didn't get on the record. I believe that he had a plan and he was like, this really will go against everything that I'm planning on doing. So
Fuck is this
Okay,
nigga?
so you believe that he had no intention of getting.
This nigga already ran. The fuck is this nigga talking about? What is he talking about? He already rambling. What is he talking about? Like I heard him, but still. Like Ma, one of them niggas, like I hear what he's saying, but like still though. What?
Getting on that, in that the like that verse was going to happen regardless of J. Cole and Drake going on tour together, hugging on stage, talking about the big three, sort of, but it's us because you're at home and we're holding hands. Do you think it had anything to do with that?
do I think it has something to do with Drake and J. Cole being on stage on tour together and Kendrick not liking seeing that?
And it being a #1 record?
I mean, maybe. I think that, you know, the record happened. I don't know if Kendrick thought that them three on the record, I mean, he probably did assume that it would be a #1 record with them three on it, but I don't think that that was him seeing them rejoice and have their moment on stage together. He was like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm dissing these niggas. Like, I don't think that was it. I think he had this premeditated for a while and just, again, for sport. I think it started sport, and then I think it turned into something else. I think it started as just, you know, I don't want to be boxed in or grouped in with y'all. I feel like I'm better than both of y'all, which is cool. As an MC and as a rapper, you're entitled to that. But I think it turned into something else after it was just sport.
How do you feel the same way?
Hey,
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I don't
hey,
think
Welch, listen. I usually be like, I'm gonna trust the source. You feel me? If they for somebody as close as DJ Hed is, I'm gonna trust the source. But I ain't gonna lie, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I don't think it's as surface level as they say either, but I also understand why at this time everybody, you know what I'm saying? I also get it. It's a lot of lawful things happening.
I don't think it's like as complicated as people like to make it out to be. Like they try to make it out to be like this huge folklore type thing. I don't think it's really just it's simple. I don't really have insight on if he was supposed to be on the record or not. I haven't discussed that with anyone. But if he was supposed to be on the record, then I mean I know the speculation. I'm not an idiot, you know what I'm saying? But if he was supposed to be on the record, then I'm pretty sure that he would have delivered on it. But I think it's just sport.
Do you think Kendrick?
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, DJ Ed, he handling himself way better than I thought he would be. Okay, we in the beginning, but let me quit pausing so much.
Plotting this like that verse, or at least this battle for years, because that was always the rumor, even from people on his side, that this was something that he had been plotting for quite some time. Then Drake ironically said he was going to stop making music for a little while, and then we get to like that verse.
No,
What?
Pure coincidence.
No, it's not coincidence. It's just the verbiage. Like the verbiage you use was plotting. Plotting is a verb, meaning that there was action being taken. I don't think that they used plotting,
Hold on.
For years. Plotting.
but I think it's just sport.
Do you think Kendrick had been plotting this like that verse, or at least this battle, for years? Because that was always the rumor, even from people on his side, that this was something that he had been plotting for quite some time. Then Drake ironically said he was going to stop making music for a little while, and then we get to like that verse.
No.
Yo, get the
What?
yo. I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Rory is horrible at trying to appear neutral. I don't even watch they shit because of this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? But I be seeing clips, and Rory is horrible at pretending to be neutral, bro. I don't care what nobody talking about. Bro is horrible at pretending to be neutral. My nigga, you are not neutral. Stop capping. With everybody know you not neutral. We watching you. We see the clips on Twitter. You are not neutral. You're not fooling nobody. Fuck is wrong with y'all?
No, it's not coincidence. It's just the verbiage. Like the verbiage you use was plotting. Plotting is a verb, meaning that there was action being taken. I don't think that they use plotting. I think that you're ready. Like, I'm a registered firearm owner in the state of California. I'm not plotting on anyone, but I'm ready for whatever. I think that's
yeah. As a rapping MC, I think every rapper is has that mindset. I'm always ready.
Yeah.
I think every rapper has bars directed at other rappers, but in this case with Drake, I think that any rapper would want to get into a back and forth with Drake. It helps you out.
Look at him. He's trying not to smirk. Yo, look, bro. Look. First of all, them dudes framing the question that way is crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Talking about, because Drake said he was retiring, all of a sudden here's the like that verse. Bro, Rory, you've been in hip-hop long enough. You've been in hip-hop long enough, according to you. You've been in hip-hop long enough to know what's going on, dog. Come on, bro. Let's keep it real. Stop it.
No?
So you think he was plotting more? Because you said what pretty loud.
No.
Well, I see what Hed is saying, plotting. I don't know if that's the word, but planning, I think is a better word. Preparing is a better word. But why not? I think every artist is. We're talking about one of the biggest artists in the world, and if I have the opportunity to have a moment with him going back and forth, making music and displaying my skill set, why would I not want to do that?
Well, do you think because Kendrick, The Weeknd, Metro, Future, and Ross all teamed up around the exact same time, that there was not a plan or a plot to go against Drake all at the exact same time?
I think that's one of those, when people get the opportunity to show you how they really felt, they're just waiting for the first person to go, and then other people start expressing their true feelings and emotions. I think that's what that was. I think everybody secretly had some. I mean, for the last 15, 16 years, Drake has been on top, dominating music. I think other artists see that, and I don't know.
Hey, when these dudes start talking about he was on top for 15 years, I'm like, where was I at, bro? Where was I at when Drake was dominating the game for 15 years straight? Where was I? Can somebody tell me where was I at, bro? What you mean dominating for 15 years? In what sense? Like, what are we talking about? 15 years? Nigga, I was there. They be talking to these little pop fans. And these little pop fans be believing them. I seen somebody tweet some shit talking about Kendrick Lamar dressing like Billy Eilish. I'm about to break this. Yo, I'm about to break this computer, bro. I'm about to break this computer. What are you talking about? Kendrick Lamar dressing like Billie Eilish. When were you born? And where were you born?
Jealousy is the word to use. But I think other artists feel some type of way. And then they hear bars and they're like, man, I think I could go at him. I think I could get him on a verse. All these guys have songs with him. So there's a relationship. But I think it starts, like Hed said, I think it's a competitive thing first. I think after a while, it goes into a little bit of a, more personal thing. Like, when a lot of guys, numbers aren't doing as well if they don't have a song with him. Or he sends he doesn't send verses back as fast as he used to, or he's not sending records like he once was. I think that starts to turn into like, damn, he don't fuck with me, or like, is it an issue? Change of a number.
Yo. Now I can't tell if bro. He's inside. He's trying to start a riot at Kendrick Lamar's concert. Top 5 is not going there by itself. Let me know. Huh? I don't know what bro talking about. But hey, what was I even about to say? That shit have threw me off. Wait, what was I about to say?
Not sending records like he once was. I think that starts to turn into like, damn, he don't fuck with me.
Bro, I can't tell if Mal be trolling or not, bro. Cause I'll be like, there's no way, bro, it's serious. There's no way. He gotta be trolling. He gotta be trolling. Bro. He gotta be trolling.
Or, like, is it an issue? Change of a number or something like that. You know how those things happen, and then it turns into, all right, well, fuck him.
Hed, would you agree?
No.
You have the floor?
Elaborate, yeah.
So I don't think I don't think it's like a grandioso conspiracy. I don't think that people was plotting and waiting, or I don't even think that it was a jealousy thing, or even that had anything to do with his music. I think if you're a shitty person to people, regardless of what you do, like I have homies, I have homegirls who they nigga told them that they love them, and then they would do shit to counter that, right? Whether it be through verbally or physically.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of what I do for you, regardless of what I do for you, I can't just be like a shitty person to you on top of that and just be like, all right, everything is good now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there are things like, obviously we all know like Hed is cryptic, Hed don't like to talk about nothing. I just not willing to, everything for me ain't content. So I'm not willing to divulge like, this nigga did this to this person. And then it's just that when your character is not wholesome and you violate the sanctity of certain relationships, yes, certain people are probably going to feel a way towards you,
mm-hmm.
regardless of what stimulus package you've given them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. So if you violate the
why does he have to break this down to this man? Where is Mal from? Like, why does he have to break this down to a grown man? Bro, if you violate me, I don't care what you did for me in the past. If you violate me, it's up.
relationship, I think that, yeah, people are going to feel a way about you.
For sure. I mean, that's a life thing, away from us talking about some of the biggest artists in the world. I think that's life. I think if you have a relationship with somebody and then, it changes and then the person starts treating you some type of way, and then it's obviously emotions and feelings change. Not saying that I think that's what happened here. But again, I do think that some of it is, if Drake doesn't, give me a verse or doesn't do a song with me, like I sent him a record, he didn't send it back, but then he did an album, an entire project with somebody, and I still never got my verse. I think that leaves room for somebody to feel away.
I agree, but there's also, again, there's more things at play here. So like example, Rory put out an album.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Rory wanted to,
Available now. All DSPs.
On
your
all of the DSPs.
Your album's out now. Okay. Rory put out an album. Let's say let's say it went platinum.
I didn't like that laugh.
Sorry.
I didn't like that laugh. The whole time you've been stoic. You ain't say
so
fucking mad
sorry.
professional, and all of a sudden we
Sorry.
just start laughing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh shit!
Please finish.
All right, so Rory put out It Goes Platinum. Mal has an artist, and Mal wants his artist to do a collab album with Rory.
Mhm.
Mal works out terms and spends X amount of dollars for Rory to do album with him. That's music business.
Mhm.
That has nothing to do with who Rory fucks with or anything like that. That's just business.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I think there's business, and then there's friendships, and there's relationships, but there's also just sometimes it's just business, right?
Right.
And I think that people conflate the two because hip hop is supposed to be this communal thing where everybody is like jumping on shit and sharing features and stuff. Sometimes it's just business. It's not bigger than that or smaller than that.
Right.
Other thing is when
Keep talking.
it could be some people feel away because, oh, he didn't get back to me as fast as he normally would, or whatever the case may be. That's I'm not saying that's out of the realm of possibility. However, I don't like the narrative, me personally, just because the things that I'm aware of. I don't like the narrative that everybody's ganging up on this one individual, because that's what it seems like optically. Everybody doesn't know what's going on as to why. It's like I said this before. Is it 20 versus Mal, or did Mal offend 20 niggas and now Mal is in the room with 20 niggas and they all want to fuck him up?
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. Hey, I'm sorry. Listen, I apologize to DJ Head, bro. Because I thought, bro, from what I saw in the DDG stream, those clips, I thought you was packed up. I thought you was out of here. You are cooking this guy. You are cooking this guy. Rotisserie chicken live. This is crazy.
It could be both. I think that this particular situation was, again, people trying to capitalize off the moment. They realized how big the moment was going to be. And, people threw their hat in the ring. Like, if he responds to me, great. Like, I can put out a record. I can shoot a video. I could, sell some tickets. I could sell some merch. Like, we're not going to act like this is not, one of the biggest moments. Like, any artist would love to have this moment, win or lose. I think that any artist would take this moment, because what are you really losing?
Right? It's not about losing, though.
No, but I'm just saying in the perception of losing. Right. Who is losing in this situation? Who has lost? What has Kendrick lost? What has Drake lost? No matter what side of it you're on. If you think Kendrick lost or you think Drake lost, what did they really lose?
Well, I'm pretty sure that one of those parties have lost substantial business opportunities.
You'll be back.
Hold on.
Emu can't help people customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hold on, bro. So you telling me this dude, let me rewind this just to make sure I heard that correctly.
Drake lost. Kendrick lost. What has Drake lost? No matter what side of it you're on. If you think Kendrick lost or you think Drake lost, what did they really lose?
Don't one of these guys got a lawsuit out right now talking about he suffered a whole bunch in damages? What are we talking about? Isn't one of these guys suing for defamation because he's losing a bunch of money? What are we talking about? Y'all can't have both. On one side, y'all want to say he's suing.
Well, I'm pretty sure that one of those parties have lost substantial business opportunities.
You think so? What opportunities?
I don't know. Ain't my business to tell. But I'm
the opportunities in a lawsuit. What are you talking about? The money in the lawsuit. What are you talking about, my boy? Are you serious? Y'all can't have both. Either the lawsuit is bullshit, or what are we talking about? It's one or two things. Y'all can't have both. Drake didn't really lose nothing, but the lawsuit is legitimate. What are we talking about?
Pretty sure that there have been opportunities that have not come to fruition due to the nature of this entire thing.
The nature of the perception of him losing, or the nature of what the song is insinuating?
Could be a combination.
Could be.
Okay.
And we'll get to that part. But Mo, do you feel like he's lost any business opportunities?
Drake?
Yeah.
No.
All right, moving on.
There was a rumor, but let's not act like it was a rumor. It was a fact. Drake and Kendrick did speak post like that to set up rules.
Are you confirming that?
I am.
Okay.
It's a podcast. We don't fact check. Drake and Kendrick had a conversation prior.
Wait. So why are you saying you know they had a conversation if you don't know? Why are you saying that you know they had a conversation if you didn't know? I'm glad, bro. DJ Head is kicking their ass, bro. The fact that he applied that pressure and made him slip up like that is crazy. It's crazy. These dudes, y'all not even trying to make it seem like this is crazy. DJ Head is cooking these dudes.
After like that, where they had some light convo about what the rules were going to be and how far everyone was going to take this. There was a third rapper involved as well, but he bowed out, and that's not what today is about. What do you think those rules were, and what do you think that conversation was?
I like the phrasing of that question. Go ahead.
What do you think?
Yeah.
The rules were?
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't know. I don't know what
That's why I'm in the turtleneck.
I don't know what I think the rules were. I think it was maybe certain, maybe family type shit should be off the table, maybe. Things like that. But I've never thought about, these guys being on the phone call and then, having a discussion about rules of engagement when it comes to MCing. I think as men, I think it's certain things you don't say as men to each other or about each other. But obviously that line was crossed. So what was the conversation really about?
Okay.
Yo, I'm starting to
say the question again.
Yo, I'm starting to question. Now I don't know much about Mal, but I'm gonna just say this. I'm starting to question his hip hop card. I'm starting to question bro hip hop card. I don't know much about him, but just off the little shit I be seeing, I'm questioning his hip hop card. I don't care if he's black. I'm questioning this hip hop card. What you mean? You don't watch battle rap? You ever heard of Arsenal? Arsenal be talking reckless. Arsenal rapped about somebody, bro. Arsenal rapped a whole round about somebody dead uncle. And you talk about motherfuckers can't call each other certain stuff in a battle. You better, bro, get out of here. This is crazy. You do not have revoke. Listen, this need to be a hashtag for real. Revoke Mal's hip hop card. Hashtag revoke Mal's hip hop card. Simple.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Stop giving people shit. Just stop giving people hip hop cards just because they black, bro. Stop giving people hip hop cards because they black. They could be black all day. That don't mean they understand. If you don't understand that you can call somebody anything you want to call them in a battle, you don't understand hip hop. What are you talking about?
Their conversation was pre-battle about what the rules may be or how far we're taking this.
What do I think the conversation, if the conversation happened, I think that the rules were discussed as far as, let's not get personal. Let's do the thing. But if we go personal, it's gonna go to another level that you probably don't want it to go.
That's love, my boy.
And then I think that's if I had to guess, that's the nature of the conversation.
Okay. Then let me ask you this: what was your initial reaction to push-ups, and do you think be around a bodyguard like Whitney was opening up the floodgates based off this initial conversation that even though he didn't say anything disrespectful about Whitney at that time, he did say her name?
I think anytime you mention a name, Virginia Williams, anytime you also got to look at it. You can't, it's not a one-to-one. I'm a black and white individual, but there's so much.
I'm sorry I keep pausing it, but why do we have to explain that? Why do we have to explain that? That's saying Like, bro, if you say somebody family name in your raps, be ready for them to say whatever they want in their raps. Like what? Oh man, bro.
Much nuance to this entire thing that people consistently overlook. You could look at Drake the same way you look at Mal, or you could look at whereas people would probably perceive you to be a habitual line stepper. Whereas like you consistently and egregiously encroach on this line that people have set forth as that's their comfort zone for the things that you say, right? Same thing. This person has a history of egregiously encroaching on lines that you probably know are off limits to certain individuals, especially certain people of certain ilk, right? So I think those things have to take an accountability once you then, like you said, we're all grown men and we know that's not necessarily true. I know people who can consistently encroach and don't know where the line is because they didn't have big homies or older brothers or anybody to teach them the ways of manhood, right? So that being said,
older brothers and then pointing at bro is crazy, bro.
If you could say anything like from it could be whatever the line is. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be my wife's name, my fiance's name, anything. Mal could say, we could talk about anything when we have this conversation. You just can't mention my earlobes, right? That's my line. You mention my earlobes, I'm losing my shit. It's up. That's his line though. That's his choice to make. So I'm like, man, fuck your earlobes, woo woo. Now I have to deal with whatever comes with that. And I think that's where people get lost in translation as far as the line between, oh, this is hip hop, this is sport, and this is like, no, this is a real thing. That's the best way I can answer that.
Well, Mal, to DJ Head's point, Drake has mentioned opponents, girls in the past. It has backfired or taken a battle to the next level. Do you think it was smart to mention Whitney this early in the battle? Because it was just to like that verse, and then push-ups was a reply off the 20v1 shit. Was it too early to even mention Whitney at this point?
I mean, I'm not,
What does that mean? Am I tripping? Was it too early to mention his? What does that even mean, bro? Oh yeah, hey, everybody in here, hit that like button. Hit that like button. I'm not sure exactly what it do, but I believe the people. Okay, but hey, what does that question even mean, dog?
I'm not an MC. I'm not a rapper. I don't know. I can't speak to the mindset or the strategy of what Drake had going into this thing. I do know that, he was obviously very calculated, very, strategic in his approach and his thought process of what he was going to do, how he was going to do it. But I don't know if I look at that like, oh, it was too early to say Whitney. I don't know. I don't think so. I can't speak, for his mindset in that moment. But to me, that bar didn't really, like when I heard that, I wasn't like, oh shit, like it didn't really.
Okay.
Now,
when
Kendrick
I
may have heard it and been like, okay, if they did have a conversation and he spoke about not mentioning, the family and the wife or whatever, then I could see Kendrick like, okay, so then all bets are off. But I can't speak to if that was too soon for Drake to say that.
But given the fact, both of us not being a rapper's brain, I didn't think Make It ring on him like Virginia Williams was that crazy of a bar either. But you've seen in the past that if you just say a name, it allows a rapper to be like, all right, well, family's on the table now. Just saying the name, not even the bar.
Yeah.
Is that a mistake that Drake made twice?
No, I don't think.
That's not just some rap shit though. What, like, that's my whole thing. Why they acting like this is just some rap shit? That's not just some rap shit. Like, that's just basic common respect. And if you cross that line, be ready for whatever. What did you say? Did you hear what he said, Jalabi? About what exactly? Oh, you should say Drake that he can. About what exactly? Oh, don't talk about my wife. I mean, Listen.
I think that's a mistake. I think if he wanted to say something, he said it, and he stands by it. Those are his bars. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not, who am I to say that was a mistake? Like, I don't think that was a mistake. I just think that, you know, whatever his mindset was, he had that bar, he came up with it and decided that I'm going to say what I want to say. Like, I don't give a fuck about no rules, and it is what it is.
What do you guys think the score was at this point for like that to push-ups?
I don't know if because like that, to me, you know, obviously it's a future record. Kendrick has a verse on there. Push-ups is a record designed specifically for that moment at Kendrick. So I don't know if I scored it. I think the like that verse was when we all was like, oh shit, like,
iconic.
okay, like Kendrick he wants to get in the ring. Like, he wants to have this moment, which I think we all feel like he's done before, and he obviously wanted to have that moment for the time. I think that it was more surprising for me that Drake engaged it, because he was, you know, still on the road. Well, was just fresh off the road, I think, when like that dropped. No, he was still on the road.
Still on the road, yeah.
So he was still on the road. You know, I was more surprised that Drake.
Hold on. So where was Meek Mill at when Drake dropped back to back? I'll wait. Where was Meek Mill at when Drake dropped back to back? I will wait. Is that a world tour or your girls tour? So if you feel that way about Kendrick dropping like that, which I believe is him giving Drake a taste of his own medicine, then you must feel the same way about Drake waiting to drop back to back while Meek was on tour. Simple.
He engaged in this situation. Again, because he had, you know, all of this going on. I didn't think that he would, you know, want to get off the road and go right into battle mode, because you do have to get into a different mindset to, you know, get into a back and forth with an MC or rapper as Kendrick. You have to, you know, make sure that you're on your A game. So him being on tour and then getting off, I was like, I didn't think that he would engage it. But I mean, I think that this is something that, again, every rapper has in the back of their mind. Like, I'm ready for anybody. Like, you know, I don't care what it is. And I think that that's, you know, one of the things that I respect about Drake is because he very well could have not responded and just ignored it and been like, yo, I don't even know like what this guy's issue is or whatever. And, you know, continue doing what he was doing. But I think the MC in Drake, the rapper in Drake, was like, yo, hold up. Like, you ain't coming at me like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you want to have this moment, let's do it. So I think there's something to respect about that. But again, I didn't think that he would at first, because again, his mindset and where he was at wasn't nowhere near battle rap mode. It was more so like, you know, I got, you know, this tour going, this album just came out, you know, me and Cole are selling out, you know, shows, #1 record. You know, I didn't think that he would flip the switch and get right into battle mode. So, you know, I was surprised that he engaged in the battle.
Had thoughts?
I wasn't surprised, but not from an MC or competitive standpoint, just ego. I think ego has been the fall of the empire. Well, part of it, but I think it was all ego, bravado, and miscalculation. I think from the very beginning. Well, I don't score it. Like, I don't have a score at this point. I never really had a score, honestly, throughout the whole shit. It was just like boom, boom, boom. So I wasn't scoring it, but I actually had this conversation with my manager, Salas. He told me right after like that, he said, if he responds to me to one of the worst mistakes of his career. And I was like, how? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, again, I said this before, but I'm thinking like, you know, R. Kelly, he gonna make a hit record, everything gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make a hit.
Hey, my bad, y'all, but I just wanted to acknowledge this right here. Can you please watch Stevie Night Senders' trash video? I really would just love your perspective. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow for sure. I'll do that tomorrow. Let me put that in my phone real quick. You good? Kuno, you good? All right. All right. Okay. We're gonna do that.
He got hit.
We're gonna do that soon.
Like he does.
We're gonna do that tomorrow.
He's Drake. He can do that. I was boy, was I wrong. But when you look at the push-up record, that still to me is one of them things where it counts.
My girl, bro.
But it didn't count until it counted, until he claimed the record. You know what I mean? Like
until Drake claimed the record or Kendrick?
Until Drake claimed the record.
Push-ups?
Yeah. Because I think Academics was the only person with the record. Now, as a DJ, I know how that is. You know, Flex get the record first, or whoever get the record first. I get the whatever. I understand that. But not in this way. Because in this way, it's like, well, are you responding or are you not? And then it'd be like, he became like a meme coin. He was just memeing all day. And it was just like memes and little subtle innuendos and like it was just stupid shit going on. It was goofy. So that's when I decided to say something. Again, I was like, on my own, but I was like, yo, what are we doing? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? And then
that is true. That is true. I remember when Drake got into that whole meme and all that. I was like, bro, this ain't finna work. This ain't finna work, bro. This is not finna work.
Because the record wasn't out. And so I don't think that we actually can count the record until the day that it came out on DSP. Now it's like, oh, now this is a real record because you're claiming the record, as opposed to it could be AI, it could just be some bullshit that Ack is doing, you know, whatever the case may be. So from there,
my bad to pause it again, but that was one of the best moves Kendrick Camp had, was by applying pressure and telling them, it was DJ Hed, to make sure that to put the track on DSPs. Because they could have easily said that was AI, spun back and dropped some heavy shit. Because Drake was leaking different ideas to see if people rocked with it or not. You see what I'm saying? So that was one of their best moves, for real. That was one of their best moves.
That's when I start everything. I don't even count like that.
Okay.
No worry now.
This episode is sponsored by Row. Mal, Row Spark.
Hey, man.
The treatments with a pro.
That was, I know.
In Taylor, I do want to ask. I want to get off TaylorMade pretty quickly, but I do want to ask both of you: was it a mistake for Drake to say in TaylorMade, call him a pedophile?
No.
Why?
Because I think that
Let me just hear what he's got to say.
Was obviously in a battle. You know what people are going to try to weaponize against you and say about you. You know, so you take that and you say, go ahead. I know I don't have no skeletons in my closet. Like, I know the type of things that you're going to try to say about me. So go ahead, say it. Like, yeah, get it off. Say it. Now, what I think the issue came in, I think what the label did with the record and publishing it and, you know, getting behind it, putting money behind it, I think that's where the problem came in for Drake. I don't think it was the fact that Kendrick said it. I think it was the fact that once Drake realized, like, oh, this is a play. Like, okay. Like, and obviously, you know, we're not in Drake's business, but he's in negotiations currently with the same label. He probably asked for a number that not many artists have ever been in a position to even attempt to ask for. So he understood the deeper thing. Like, okay, this is to try to devalue me at a time where y'all know the business that we're sitting around handling or discussing. Kendrick is the new guy on the block with PG Lang. Y'all are now behind that. Okay, cool. There's no problem there. But I see what's happening now. And I think that's where Drake felt like he didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him. He stepped away from, like, oh, this is a play. Y'all are trying to get.
Whoa. Hold the fuck on, bro. Hold the fuck on, bro. What? What did you just say?
G Lang, y'all are now behind that. Okay, cool. There's no problem there. But I see what's happening now. And I think that's where Drake felt like he didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him. He stepped away from, like, oh, this is a play.
Nah, man. I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break this laptop. I'm gonna break this PC right now. I'm gonna break this PC right now, bro. What are we talking? The battle lost him? He's trolling. I know he's trolling. I know he's trolling.
You know, some data and some numbers behind this thing. Like, okay, I get it. Like, all right, I'm done.
Okay, Mal. We'll come back to that when we get to Not Like Us. Head, did you want to respond to that? Do you think that it was a mistake that he did that?
Yo, the battle lost. Drake didn't lose the battle. The battle lost him. Nah, bro. This shit got me dying.
I don't think.
Yo.
I mean, I think everything he did with Taylor May was a mistake.
How so?
I understand the whole like 8 Mile approach to shit, but that's also a rap nerd's pipe dream. That's not reality. Like you don't go into a fight out like that. To me, that tells me that you've never been outside. Like I don't go to the park to fight somebody and hand them a weapon. You know what I mean? That's just not reality. To me, that's some blog rap nerd shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of at this point, you've already escalated things. So now you should probably understand that it's not a friendly fade. Again, I've explained this ad nauseum. A friendly is for someone who you're friendly with. A friendly fade, a fair one, we call it. A fair one is for the homie, like we have a rapport and we're gonna go eat after. We're gonna go outside, we're gonna run a fair one, and then we're gonna go eat. That's reserved for the homie. When you're quote unquote, opposition, an enemy, whatever the case may be, where how we came up, there are no fair ones. You get immediately eviscerated, you get packed. We call it maxed out or packed out. There is no such thing as a friendly amongst people who are oppositions. So to me, that, like I said, this screams of somebody who's never been in those environments, because I would not hand somebody a weapon to use against me in the real world, right? That's the thing.
Well, what if it's not a real weapon?
It doesn't matter if it's perceived as one. Yeah, the cops is going to shoot you if you have a gun and it's a phone case. It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perceived weapon. So we all know we live on the internet. Perception doesn't matter. I mean, reality doesn't matter if the perception is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the second thing was the AI shit. The song would have just been a dope rap song without the AI shit. Again, screaming of lack of cultural awareness, because I don't know, maybe I could ask you, would you ever use someone's likeness who's currently walking around?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, me, I wouldn't, but in that
I'm
situation,
saying why not though?
and that because I don't.
He got him. He got him. He got him. He got him.
Maybe I could ask you, would you ever use someone's likeness who's currently walking around?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, me, I wouldn't, but in that
I'm
situation,
saying why not though?
in that because I don't.
Not in that situation. Just in general. Why not?
I mean, but I have though. I mean, we've done skits and things like that where I've acted like other people.
With AI?
Not with AI, but in the terms of acting and using somebody's likeness and personality, not necessarily AI, but with that record, with the tailor-made record, I thought that it was a clever. First of all, we've never seen that in that type of situation, battle or not. So I thought it was a clever play. It wasn't like one of those records where it was like, oh, he killing him. It was more so like, oh, that was clever.
It would have been even more clever without that. Because to me, again, somebody who has respect for, I don't give a fuck if I don't like you as an artist. I would never, because I have respect for hip hop. I have respect for my elders. Even people who don't like me as an elder in the game, I would never disrespect them publicly, because I respect.
Where was the disrespect?
To use someone likeness without their permission, who's currently breathing.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, but see, that's where y'all people lose me in this, because yes, he used Tupac's voice on the filter. He used Snoop. But when we say, oh, he's using their likeness and this, that, and that, like Drake wasn't using that as a single trying to get popping, and that's where I think people was just, this was a moment, it was a battle, it was like, all right, let's have some fun. He's taking too long to respond.
So pretending that you a dead legend is not crazy, or is not crazy. Is what he's trying to say. But he has such an issue with the things that Kendrick Lamar said about Drake. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding.
You know, what are some of the West Coast, you know, Mount Rushmores? What would they say in this moment to Kendrick if they could speak to him and get him in a room? I think that was Drake's mindset. Like, yo, we doing this or not, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you jumped out there with the verse. Let's do it. Like, I'm fresh off tour. I'm in the studio. I'm not sleeping. I'm up. I'm ready for this moment. Like, what are you doing? And then obviously, you know, the record came out. Somebody made a call to an estate. The state said, take it down, delete the song. Okay, cool. No problem. It wasn't that serious of a song. I'll delete it off my Instagram or wherever it was living at. It wasn't that deep. So that's why I feel like when people like, oh, he used, you know, Pac's likeness or used Snoop's likeness and this, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, it wasn't that serious though. He wasn't trying to make a living off of this song.
He think the issue with that is because Drake, look, bro, Mal is not like us. Mal is not like us, bro. He think the issue is about the money. This dude is, yo.
And publish it and push it out to the man. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So when people carry it that heavy, I'm like, bro, this was a battle, bro. This was like a little intent, like, yo, what's up, fam? Like, I'm here, I'm outside. I'm waiting for you. Like, what you gonna do? Like,
I agree with you. But to me, even your rebuttal screams to me that you don't understand. That's disrespectful. Where we come from. Where I'm from, that's disrespectful. It doesn't matter what the use case is. You don't violate the elders or the OGs.
Where was the violation at, though?
Why did they tell him to take it down?
Because he used somebody's likeness and their tone and their inflections in their voices.
Yo, look, I ain't gonna lie. Mal too old to be one of the people that lost like the basic common human manners. Like just basic. How many, you know, it's so many people have lost just basic like common manners. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just common sense. Like, it's not even that serious. Like, where, like, bro, there's no way he's from Harlem. How? Like, how did he miss all this stuff? He's like 45. How did he miss all this stuff? His generation was the main ones pumping this stuff. Or before him. This is crazy.
But so the violation is using someone's shit without their permission.
Yeah, but again, you losing me because I get what you're saying. Yes, he used the AI, the voice, the filter. I get that part. But it's not like he used it and was disrespecting Pac or Snoop.
And that's what I'm telling you. You don't see the bigger picture is.
The bigger picture is those are West Coast artists. Kendrick is a West Coast artist. And this turned into California versus Drake. Not Kendrick versus Drake.
No.
That's the real situation.
No, that's
Look at him trying to run away from the topic. He think he's smooth. DJ Head, what you gonna do? He trying to pivot on you. Step on him. Go.
That's exactly what Kendrick turned it into.
That's not what happened.
Kendrick didn't turn it into California versus Drake. You DJ'd the pop-out show. What are you talking about?
Who used whose likeness?
So it was you and Amazon.
Who used whose likeness?
Drake and 40.
So you saying are you saying that Dot conspired to have Dot? I mean, you saying Dot conspired to have Drake use those two West Coast legends, right?
No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying Dot had anything to do with it.
No. I'm just listen. You're saying that Dot turned it into California versus Drake. That's
100%.
But Drake used California first.
He used it in a way of saying, yo, dog, you taking too long to drop your verse or your record, whatever you putting out.
Okay.
Like, yo, what's up, fam? I'm waiting. Like, This is what the OGs would say, or what I think the OGs would, if they could get in Kendrick's ear, like, Kendrick, we need you. West Coast savior, all of that. Like that was just fun shit. That was part of the moment. But to then have the estate, whoever called the estate, I don't know who called the estate, Tupac estate.
Who has to call anybody?
I'm just saying somebody
Can
made a
somebody
call.
use Rory and Mal and to do stuff without y'all permission?
They do it all the time on
Hell
YouTube.
no.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. Are you cool with people using Rory and Mal? Rory, are you cool with people using Rory and Mal to just do whatever the fuck they want to do?
No.
Why not?
It depends the light that it's put in.
Okay.
There's plenty of stuff that goes on YouTube that will never copyright, copy strike, anything. If you want to use our content, I'm okay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's been times where like homophobic shit was used in our likeness that we didn't feel was okay. Especially
because
because
that's
with
disrespectful.
advertisers, and it's different there.
Right.
But as far as like someone clipping this exact conversation, nah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But to be
Perfect.
fair,
Because
when
it promotes, I mean, granted, that didn't promote Tupac or
He knew exactly what DJ Head was asking him, and he tried to spin it. Like, bro, he really tried to spin a simple question to keep him away from making the point. Rory, you are not neutral. Nobody's falling for this no more. That's another hashtag. Rory not neutral.
Snoop. So I see there's not.
It
really
wasn't
comparison,
supposed to
but
though.
I know. So it's a weird comparison that I think Head is asking.
No. It's not.
When
I'm not comparing the two.
Mm.
I'm just simply just asking straight across because he was bringing up like somebody called the estate. Just straight across business, you can't even put out your album without getting clearance.
Oh, for sure, yeah. No, I don't think anyone needed to call Tupac's estate. They could just hear it.
That's
and
all I'm-
The
that's-
lawyer that they have on
Oh,
retainer.
so y'all
at
don't
all
think
times.
nobody called Tupac's estate?
I'll be honest. I don't know Kendrick.
No, I'm asking, do you think anybody did?
I think
This is about you
somebody
guys.
probably did. I don't think
Okay.
it had anything to do with Kendrick, but I'm not in this debate.
So my point is,
I'm not in this debate after you gave the damning your this got me
Drake brought California in before Dot did.
Because he used Snoop and Pac's likeness?
It would have been a cool record without it.
Okay.
It's just creatively you have to have the bandwidth to do that on your own.
I get that. All right, so 17 days passes. In this era, I feel like because of the internet, people want you to reply right away. And I feel like Dot was the one that kind of initiated this entire thing with free time while Drake was on tour and then waited 17 days to put out Euphoria. Was that too long in your opinion, Ed?
No,
Not in retrospect.
No.
We're in the timeline right now.
no.
Why?
Because you don't get to dictate what I do.
Even if you popped everything off, if you say, yo, let's fight, and then
Who said
now
that?
it's on your time. No, you asked me to fight. Let's go fight.
But who said that?
I mean, like that. I feel said that.
He didn't say let's fight. He said, fuck that shit. I'm this. That's like me saying I'm not anti anybody. I'm just pro us. I'm not anti New York. I'm just pro LA.
He said he wanted to kill every dog.
Oh,
We
that
know what he was talking about.
That was
Wordplay. But that
long ago.
initiates a battle.
That wasn't like that. That was the end of the verse.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is, if you look at it, to me,
Yo, what people don't understand, let me tell y'all something. Y'all already know because I know this is why I rock with y'all because y'all already know what I'm about to say. Drake was the one who initiated this whole "you gotta respond fast" shit because he was manipulating the whole situation versus Meek Mill. He pressured Meek Mill to drop in way faster than he needed to, and Meek Mill fell victim to the pressure. And he put out a song that I thought was fire, but that was low-key kind of rushed. Okay? All this shit came from Drake, and what they tried to do is rewrite the rules so that every battle happens like that. But no, you don't get to dictate what I do. And actually, there's a Japanese swordsman that goes by I think it's Mayoto Miyashi from Vagabond. Hold on. I gotta pull this up, bro. Hold on. I gotta pull this up. Hold on. Musashi Miyamoto, okay? He had a grand battle, right? Where they was preparing to meet up, right? Mayoshi or whatever, he showed up late because he was being present. Okay, he was being present in the present moment, and the present moment carried him to being late to the battle. Because Musashi, right? The dude ended up being super frustrated. Okay, he was super off balance because he was frustrated, and that cost him the battle. And that's exactly what happened to fucking Drake. Drake was sitting there waiting, and while a lot of people thought it was confidence, no, it was actually paranoia. It wasn't confidence, it was paranoia, and that's why he panicked. You feel me? So it's like you don't get to tell me what I do in my strategy. Come on.
Me, that's rap. That's not the same thing. Like if we're keeping this timeline that we're on right now, right? Whereas that song comes out, then you get the response, which is the push-up record, and then this alleged conversation happens. It's like, oh, this is a thing. All right, bet I'll be back. You don't get to dictate when I come back.
Nah, I mean, Hed is being political, and I respect that, but we all know it was a play.
What was the play?
Lucian had to have a meeting about what was going to happen, how it was going to happen.
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know that for a fact?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's crazy. So,
Well,
also,
all right, Ed, do you not see that could be something that would happen?
Yo. These motherfuckers, bro, will tell me. I done had people say that I'm this off the wall conspiracy theorist and all that, which is no, I don't care. However you feel. I'll be using my context clues to make good evidence. And most of the time, this should be coming out as fact, right? These dudes is going, the same dudes that be trying to call me that, the same fandom that be trying to call me that, is the same ones running around with this MAGA level conspiracy theory that Lucian is some supernatural villain who plotted on Drake and gathered the entire music industry to plot on Drake. What are we talking about? It's just like the most like, bro, let's be real here, dog. Like, can we be real here? Bro, Lucian don't even, it's a licensing deal that Kendrick got with them dudes. Kendrick on all his masters, all type, like, it's just like, what control is people talking about? It's crazy.
No.
In the building?
That's not.
After we've engaged, like that has come out and pushed
hold on, Roy. Not to cut you off. As a moderator, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I want to shut up.
You don't think that there was no talks with anybody at Universal about what Kendrick was about to do at any point in this battle? You don't think that Kendrick had a conversation with anybody about his plans, what he was going to do, how they wanted to do it? You think all of this was just Kendrick with his whoever he's in the studio with, and they were deciding what they wanted to do? You think he didn't have a single conversation with the label?
Do I think that? I don't think so.
You don't think he had one conversation?
I don't think so.
All right.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna hey, I'm not gonna lie. DJ Hed is going, bro. This nigga is cooking him. Bro, that was such a heavy layer question for them to try to land a narrative, right? The best possible response was, nah, I don't think that happened. Really? Nope. That was the best response. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The more I'm watching this, I don't think DJ Hed should have did this, even though he's cooking him, because that side is going to spread the narrative no matter what. They don't listen to logic or reason. You see what I'm saying? Now, this was a play to kind of keep stacking the whole, like, it's not that serious thing for the lawsuit or whatever. I'm with that too. But if that's what's going on, however, I think the narratives, Mal and them is gonna run with it no matter what. You see what I'm saying? I think bro's doing a great job. He's cooking them for people who have just logic and common sense. Unfortunately, that's not a lot of people.
Once Euphoria drops, Hed, I know you had said earlier you didn't think he was plotting whatsoever, but there was rumors that he had records for 4 years. Again, rumors, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Euphoria did speak a bit to some stuff on push-ups, but was that a record, in your opinion, that had been halfway done for quite some time?
No, I think it's.
Hey, my bad for pausing it so much, but Pete, so UMG helped Drake against everyone he battled with then. Exactly. You can't have both. Figure it out. Figure it out.
I think you have ideas. I don't think the record has been done forever.
Okay.
Like, I think you have ideas. It's like, oh, if I get into it with this artist, here's some things. Here's some bullet points. Like we've all moderated and hosted shit, right?
Mhm.
So me personally, my personal hosting style is I go like I'm going to Cal State Northridge next week to speak.
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm going to say, but I have bullet points of ideas. And then that's my best way of communication because I want my thoughts to always be authentic. That's why I don't have no prep sheets. I didn't come here with like, hey, we can't talk about this. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because I'm best when I'm just being real and authentic. So I think these are ideas that he might have had, but I don't think there was any records. I mean, there probably were some bars in songs, but I don't think there was a Euphoria done 4 years ago. No.
Okay, follow up on that. Do you think anything on Euphoria landed at this point in the battle? April 30th, 2024.
Yeah.
What do you think landed?
Rory, I'm just gonna not say what I want to say here. Actually,
I like the DMX callback. That's a personal fan favorite of mine. They hate the way you walk and stuff like that. That shit, because it was just funny. It was a moment that was funny, and I like humor. But
You like humor unless you're using Pox and Snoop's likeness.
that's not humorous to me. That's respect. I don't find this.
Bro, it's like DJ Head knew everything bro was gonna say. Frying this dude. He is frying him. He said that's not humorous. That's respect. I don't find this. Come on, man.
Respect humorous.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
So
Come on.
there was the other part where
You don't find this. Wait, hold up. You don't find
Look.
this.
DJ Head knew he landed. Yo, he knew he landed some shit. Look, he trying to get off a little. He trying to get off a little smirk right here. Look.
You like humor unless you're using Pox and Snoop's likeness.
that's not humorous to me. That's respect. I don't find disrespect humorous.
Okay.
So there was the other part where
You don't find this. Wait, hold up. You don't find disrespect.
He know he just dropped a haymaker on his ass. Oh, he trying to hide it.
You DJ the Papa. That was based on disrespect.
was it
What? Yeah, we not doing this. We not doing. You my guy. We not doing this.
doing what?
You don't.
Bro, my bad. I keep pausing it, but I just want to say, if you from everything landed in Euphoria. I think he had a couple bars. I was like, but bro, 99% of that shit, he was bombing. He was bombing on him, bro. He was bombing on him. Kendrick was bombing on that boy. What? He had the real talk in there. He had the punchlines. He had the lifestyle bars. He had everything in there. He had everything in there, dog.
Don't find disrespect humorous. All you niggas was shaking y'all asses on that Amazon stage.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I don't shake my ass.
I saw you shaking ass.
Yo, I keep pausing it, but bro, now he's trying to resort to using this fake charisma that he think he got in order to land points and garnish clips. Mal, you are getting cooked. Sit down.
I don't shake ass.
I mean, you wasn't twerking, but you had a 2-step behind the turntable. We're not doing that.
Yeah, but that's not gyrating ass.
All right, well, you was gyrating. Maybe not your ass, but you was gyrating.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was I saying?
Lines that hit from Euphoria. You had your turn. We're gonna ask Mal now. Mal, were there any lines objectively that you think struck a nerve from Euphoria?
I honestly can't remember Euphoria. Like the bar. Yes, but you was gyrating.
Lines that hit from Euphoria. You had your turn. We're gonna ask Mal now. Mal, were there any lines objectively that you think struck a nerve from Euphoria?
I honestly can't remember Euphoria. Like the bar. And I'm being serious. I really can't remember. I can't quote a single bar from Euphoria right now.
Hey yo,
I'm being dead serious. If y'all have a line that y'all can give me an example of, I would love to talk about it, but I really cannot think of a line.
Okay, so the answer is no. You don't think anything landed at all.
Landed? And I mean,
Yeah, like that affected because I mean we're eventually going to
was
get.
Euphoria the one about his dad or?
No, that's Meet the Grams.
Oh, which one is Euphoria?
I mean, it's one of the longer records. It's it's when he gets in his Toronto shit, Crody. That one.
Yeah, I don't think
That was a
none
good
of
impression.
landed.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, I don't think none of that landed.
New King Crody? Yeah, that one.
Nah.
When I see you dancing with Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad bitches. What is it? The
That line was fire.
braids. What it like the things that were addressed in Euphoria. Do you think that they hit at all, whether to Drake personally or to his image? Do you think that it made anybody go, oh, he has to respond to this?
No, I mean, I don't think it was that. I think people just felt like Drake had to respond, just as as a rapper, you stand behind your pen and your bars. So I think people felt like Drake had to respond no matter what Kendrick said. But I don't know if it was anything in Euphoria where Drake was in, wherever he was at, like getting mad, like, oh, like he said that, like it's on now. I don't think it was any of that.
I don't mean from Drake's perspective. I think just because everything played out on the timeline and the court of public opinion is really what's at stake with battles at this point. More so, did that affect anything? Because I think a lot of points were brought up with push-ups and Drake talking about Kendrick's contract and stuff that maybe we didn't know before. That's more what I'm saying with Euphoria.
Yeah, but people don't care about facts.
We will get to that as well.
Yeah.
3 days later, 6/16, LA comes out. Kendrick rapped, "Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me?" If that is true, do you guys know who that person was? Because this has been probably the most debated thing during that week.
What the hell is Rory talking about, man? What the hell is Rory talking about, bro? What the hell is this dude talking about? Somebody please tell me. What is this dude talking about, man? Talking about, can you please name the mole? Ain't nobody gonna name the mole. What are you talking about? Even if DJ Head knew the mole, he not gonna tell you, mother. What are you talking about?
Of who the mole was.
That Kendrick has a mole in OVO?
Yes. They were going through Boy Wonder's social security, his mom's address.
I think that was just a tactic from Kendrick of divide and conquer, just plant the seed of, start to get Drake to walk around his campus, start looking at everybody with a raised eyebrow, like, is it you? I don't think that was a real thing, though. I don't think nobody from OVO is working for Kendrick.
And we'll get to Heart Part 6, but I do want to counter your point.
So nobody, okay. Thank you, Mal. Thank you, Mal. Hey, guys, that's the new narrative. Mal just said, right? Let's make sure we heard him loud and clear.
Is it you? I don't think that was a real thing, though. I don't think nobody from OVO is working for Kendrick.
And we'll get to Heart Part 6, but
So if you don't think anybody is working for Kendrick or in OVO, then that means Kendrick, then how did Kendrick hear Family Matters? Isn't that what y'all been trying to say? That UMG was giving Kendrick tracks and all this different shit? Like, what are we doing, bro? Was they working against them or not? Was they working against them or not? Oh, yeah, and Drake really was the one that said, I fed you the information. Oh, yeah, we on you, Mal.
I do want to counter your point. He did say he sent somebody.
To get information on Drake?
No, he had said that he had placed the information about the daughter, which we'll also get to. But Drake did admit in Heart Part 6 that he had placed the mole that Kendrick was talking about was actually placed by Drake in there.
Double agent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jason Bourne shit.
I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
But what do you think?
I mean, I think a lot of things were said in jest. I think a lot of things was for entertainment. I'm pretty sure Drake did send some false information Kendrick's way. How did he send it? Who he sent it with? I can't speak to that. But I'm pretty sure he sent some fake work. He sent a fake brick in the mail.
Hed, do you have any response to this? Do you think that there was a mole, or do you have confirmation that there was indeed a mole?
I wouldn't necessarily call it that. A mole indicates espionage.
Explain.
And spell it.
What, espionage?
Yeah.
What does it spell mean?
No, I only tell you spell espionage.
You spell it first.
Me?
Yeah.
ESPIONAGE.
Okay. You want me to go
Stop
now?
playing with me, Hed. Who you think you're sitting across, bro? We're not doing this. You my guy. We're not gonna do this.
I'm not
though.
doing it.
All right, cool. All right.
To my liver. I know I haven't always made it easy for you.
Hey,
The 80s were wild.
hey, DJ Head couldn't spell espionage and he got the fuck out of there. Elite strategies. They would have been all over on Twitter talking about DJ Head can't spell espionage. He thought he had him. Oh my goodness, bro. Yo. Mal is getting cooked, bro.
And I don't even know if I spelled it right, but
Okay.
I appreciate the confidence.
You did. Even if you don't think that there was a mole, because you keep hearkening back to the fact that none of this was plotted or pre-planned. Do you think that there was indeed someone from the OVO camp that was providing information that Drake would have rather not been provided, that Drake would have rather not gotten out? Do you think that happened?
I wouldn't necessarily say from the OVO camp.
Mm.
An affiliate, maybe?
Perhaps.
Just an OV? An O?
Maybe. If you remember, if you go back a little bit in the timeline, maybe.
Hold on.
I wouldn't necessarily say
Hold on.
from the OVO camp.
Mm.
An affiliate, maybe?
Perhaps.
Just an OV? An O?
Maybe. If you remember, if you go back a little bit in the timeline, when the push-ups record dropped, I'm the one who announced that it was dropping in 30 minutes.
He
And this was
did.
the leaked version or the
This is
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. What? J. Cole the mole? Nah, J. Cole ain't the mole. Ain't no way J. Cole the mole. Nah. I don't know about that. That'd be nah. J. Cole sacrificed his career. Not his career, but his legacy. J. Mole is crazy.
version
I
that
said it'll be on
academics got?
DSPs in 30 minutes.
J. Mole being the J. Cole being the mole is interesting. That's interesting. I want to look into that. And see if I can put some pieces together. I don't think I would, but I just like to try to see if I can put some pieces together for some things. That might be something that you can put some pieces together too. But I don't like it. I don't like it too much though. I don't like it that much. That's mid conspiracy.
And again, the version that leaked or the version that ended up being
The
the final?
official song,
Mhm.
I'm the one who said it'll be on DSPs in 30 minutes.
Okay. So
That's my answer.
fair. And I'm going to ask a follow-up, which you probably won't answer. Do you think the person that told you that was the person that was working with both sides?
No.
So there was
Hey, shout out to the bro for the super chat. He said, that's why I can't respect these dudes. Miles dead serious and he a whole clown. Hurts my soul. Now, you didn't tell a single lie in this comment.
more than one mole.
So it was a yes.
Okay.
Fuck with you.
Whole world
All
is
right, so
great.
Family Matters drops the exact same day. Maul, you posted a red button as well as Drake on his story. Maul, do you think the Dave Free bar was the nuke that Drake thought it was?
No, I don't think that Drake thought that was a nuke, that bar.
He had said on red button on the Scary Hours Deluxe with For All the Dogs that he could hit the red button. Everyone's going to heaven.
Yeah,
So we
why
were
do you
all
attach-
anticipating that this red button was going to be something that was going to blow all of our fucking minds. Do you think that that red button was as effective as Drake may have thought it was?
No, I think you were just attaching that red button to anything at this point. But I think that because For All the Dogs came out way before any of this even transpired. I don't think that the Dave Free bar was a bar that Drake was like hanging on like, oh, this gonna be the one that I don't think it was that.
Yes, it was. Yes, he did.
But if you go back and listen to Family Matters, I think that to this day, I still believe that that's a better record than Not Like Us. I believe he rapped better on Not Like Us. I believe the production is better than Not Like Us. I think Drake's the only thing I would have done differently looking back.
Wait.
I would have cut that brick in 3. The only I beat him at this point, but I think that because For All the Dogs came out way before any of this even transpired. I don't think that the Day Free bar was a bar that Drake was like hanging on, like, oh, this is gonna be the one that. I don't think it was that. But if you go back and listen to Family Matters, I think that to this day, I still believe that that's a better record than Not Like Us. I believe he rapped better on Not Like Us. I believe the production is better than Not Like Us. I think Drake's the only thing I would have done differently looking back,
What does this nigga?
I would have cut that brick in 3. I wouldn't have released all 3 of the beat changes at once.
Now, now I'm not gonna lie. That's how I felt. I think what happened was Kendrick Lamar doing the 3 beat switches made Drake feel like, okay, I'm gonna respond with the 3 beat switches by putting all 3 of these into one song. And he thought he was gonna get like a mega kill shot with it. But like, nah, that just show you how effective Euphoria actually was. If Euphoria wasn't a 3, wasn't broken into 3, then Family Matters wouldn't have been broken into 3. That's how I feel. Now he could have made it 3 separate songs, because you got to think about it. Let's say he dropped the 3rd part of Family Matters up head to head with Not Like Us. You see what I'm saying? Not Like Us is still would have cooked it, but niggas would have felt like, okay, respectable. You feel me? He fought a little bit. He fought back a little bit. You see what I'm saying? I think that's how it would have went. They would have at least been like, okay, he fought back. Him and the writers fought back. Him and all them dudes, him and them 17 writers fought back. And what I don't understand is why he ain't getting Kendrick on the 2nd beat. He should have got that Kendrick on the 2nd beat on Family Matters. But he was too busy trying to make it seem like Kendrick was too small to worry about. That he didn't, he's like, it was just like, bro, you was better off just really going to war and not doing all that weird shit. You was better off just really testing your shit and going to war and not doing all that weird shit. He would have been way better off.
Would have released the first one, ended with the gunshots. Wait to see what Kendrick does. If he takes too long, maybe release the 2nd one. I would have done that. But if we go back now that it's all, said and done, is, and just listen to bars. And I've spoken to a lot of rappers and artists that make music at a high level. And without even bringing it up, they say like Drake may have, in the perception of people, may have lost the strategy game. But as far as the better bars and music, Not Like Us is not better than Family Matters.
Hed, would you?
I'm so sick of these. I'm so sick of these niggas, bro. 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 I am so sick of these niggas, bro. Are you for real? Are you serious? These bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me pick. Are you serious? Hot ass. What are you talking about? Sweet Chin Music and I won't pass the ox. That's a harder bar than anything in Family Matters. Drake did have a couple bars in Family Matters, though. I ain't gonna lie. I like the what he say with Rick Ross. That's what I'm saying. All the best bars was on the beat was when he wasn't talking to Kendrick. But Not Like Us, he was barring up. Nailing nigga to the cross. He walk around like Tizo. Tizo touchdown. Are you? That's a bar. That's a bar. What is y'all talking?
Agree with that?
He's from Carson. He can't disagree with it.
Or I just go outside.
Okay, well, since this was going to be a post-battle question, but let's ask now since Maul did bring it up. Who out-rapped who? Not who out-impact who. Who had the better strategy? Who had the better bars in this entire battle?
I stay on my side of the line of scrimmage.
He got to. He got a check from the pop-out show.
I don't have to.
Yes, you do. You can't go against that.
I can do whatever I want to do.
No, you can't go against Kendrick. You can't do that. And I'm not mad at you. I fuck with you. I'm not mad at you. But you can't sit there and objectively say, nah, I don't think that,
I would.
Nah.
If that's what I thought.
Drake out-rapped him. And I'm talking about, fuck me saying it. Some of the rappers that you've played their records and respect, I've had conversations with them. And they like, yo, Kendrick may have got the strategy and the perception of him dropping right after Family.
Who? All that other shit. Blah, blah, blah. Who, nigga? Simple. Who? I don't want to hear none of that. Yada, yada, yada. Who? That's it. That better be the next thing that come out his mouth.
He matters and all of that. Cool. But if you just go and listen to bars as an MC and as a rapper, there's no way you think Kendrick. I don't even think Kendrick was trying to really rap on Not Like Us. I think it was a song. He was trying to get people to dance. He needed to galvanize the West Coast, get the whole California behind this song. This is like our new anthem, which is I'm not mad at that strategy. But we not gonna say he rapped better than Drake on Not Like Us versus Family Matters. No fucking way.
Okay, so Maul, bringing that up, when you're referencing that and everybody else that you're referring to, are you talking about just Not Like Us versus Family Matters? Or are you talking about Kendrick versus Drake in the entirety of all of these songs?
Because also at this point, Family Matters was really against Meet the Grams in that situation.
I think Family Matters and Heart Part 6, Drake is rapping better than anything Kendrick put out during that moment.
Hed?
Just rapping. Absolutely.
Niggas gotta be you gotta be playing. You gotta be joking. The Heart Part 6? Are you dead ass? The Pulitzer Prize winner is definitely spiraling. Get the oh man, I'm gonna break. I gotta turn this shit off. I'm about to break this PC. I'm about to break this fucking PC. I swear to God, bro.
I aspire to have this level of.
He's still on impact of a song. He's talking about a song. I'm talking about bars.
No.
I'm talking about lyrics. I'm talking about rhymes.
I'm talking about rap. And
Not Like Us, the production is not even dope.
Okay, so Maul, you keep bringing up Not Like Us. Hed, do you think that Not Like Us is Kendrick's best rapped song in all of this battle? Which one would you pick out of all of them?
Euphoria.
Okay.
I don't even remember that song.
It's probably a lot of bars too. Confusing.
No, it's just like when you open a bag of chips.
DJ Hed, let him live. Let him live, bro. Let him live, bro. Let him live, bro. Let him live. You are torching this man. You are torching this man. Let that man breathe.
It's just a lot of the air at the top and there's a few chips in there. But we ain't gonna go back to that.
Hed, you being the Coast Guard and having some relationship with everybody in that camp and around that camp, what was everyone's reaction to the Dave Free bar?
Comedy. It was like that's the well, actually there was two reactions. One from the front facing standpoint, like that we all had internally, was like, that's not even a good attempt. Like that's like a lazy attempt.
Hey, hold on. hey. My nigga Pac said, How Mal lose this debate with home court advantage? Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. Hey, bruh. It's like no matter what they do, they just get, bro. No matter what Drake do, no matter what Drake, they can, whatever, all of them over there, no matter what they do, they just take L's. It's like these niggas can't stop taking L's. Everywhere you turn, it's a new OVO nigga taking an L. You wake up, it's an OVO nigga taking the L. You go for a walk, it's an OVO nigga taking the L. You out for a drive, it's an OVO nigga taking the L. Somewhere. This shit is getting bananas.
That's something. And then the second thing was from the homies.
What about Kendrick saying you have a daughter? Yeah, that wasn't a lazy attempt?
What about it?
That wasn't a lazy attempt from Kendrick? Saying that Drake has a daughter that he's hiding?
I don't know. Do we have one?
You don't know if that was a lazy attempt? I'm asking, do you think that was a lazy attempt?
No.
You don't?
Why?
And do you think Drake is hiding a daughter?
Hiding is a verb.
Okay, do you think Drake has a daughter?
You are hiding your opinions.
Yeah,
Sir.
do you think Drake has a daughter?
I think it's possible.
Okay. You think it's possible that you think that Drake has a daughter? Or do you think it's possible Drake has a daughter?
I think it's possible he has one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
I swear these guys are just like, Drake fans are like natural. Like they really trying to. Yo, I can't believe this shit, bro. I can't believe this shit, bro. Why are people acting like it's far-fetched to believe that somebody would do something that they already did? Let me say it again. Why is it far-fetched for niggas to believe that somebody would do something that they already did? If a nigga already did something, he would probably do it again. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. So even if you don't know for a fact either side, based on pattern and history, I think we got our answer. It's a safe bet, my boy. It's a safe bet. It's a safe bet. What are we doing?
Particularly care to get into Kendrick's personal life with his girl, kids, and his business partner.
Mm-hmm.
But do you see Maul's point in some degree that saying Dave Free might be your son's father?
Mm-hmm.
I agree is lazy, and I thought if that was the nuke, that's odd because that's not. No one's really going to believe that, even if for some weird reason it was true. The daughter thing, is that not lazy because Push already did it, and we saw what that did, and you're supposed to be light years ahead of any rapper right now, and you're reusing the same strategy off something that can't be proven, whereas Push did it and it was proven.
No, I get that point, but you also have to understand, like, the way I'm looking at it, and this is, I mean, you're not gonna believe me, but objectively looking at it, it's a Floyd Mayweather thing. Like, Dot has been counter punching the whole time. He's not aggressed. The only time he aggressed is once it was already fully on. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it,
like that, he aggressed. What are you talking about?
If you think about it, when you say like the Dave Free thing came first in Family Matters.
Correct, yeah.
And then there was a response. And then the other thing came. It wasn't like, it's like, oh, okay, boom, boom. It was like a 1-for-1 to me.
Okay, so you are, and I'm asking, because we think that the Dave Free line.
That's what was so dangerous about Kendrick's attack, is while Drake was looking for new shit to talk about because he was still holding on to the Pusha T battle, thinking that's how you have to win battles, Kendrick Lamar just talked about shit everybody know already. We all knew that Drake was a weird guy when it comes to underage, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. I mean, it's really not alleged. We've seen it on video on stage, bro. Dude kissing the underage girl. Okay? That's just the reality of it. So my whole thing is, I don't understand how people are upset that Kendrick is talking about some shit that everybody was already talking about. We've been having these discussions since 2019. We've been having these discussions since 2019. People think my distaste for Drake is because I like Kendrick. Hell no. Those are two separate things. We've been talking about this shit since 2019, my boy. It just so happened that my favorite rapper alive ended up squashing a dude that I don't rock with. That's the reality. We've been talking about this for a long time, bro. That's why it landed so hard, because somebody actually said it. Somebody actually said it.
And was a lie. That gave Kendrick also a green light to lie about the daughter. Hypothetically, because we do not know these people and their personal lives like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sure.
So it doesn't.
Allegedly.
You don't get a point taken away if you do a whole third verse about something that's completely unproven and possibly fed as information to you to give you the okie doke.
Well, no, even, okay, let's do it this way. Let's take it out. Let's take the whole verse out.
Okay.
Does the record still?
I love the record. I love the record.
Which record is this?
Meet the Grams.
I don't like the record.
Okay.
At all, on no level. I've listened to it a total of maybe 5 times, and I told him that I don't like the record.
What don't you like about it?
It's too fucking. It's dark, and it makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm a jovial, like I'm a nerd, and I'm like cerebral, but I'm a jovial individual. I have good positive frequencies. I don't like that shit. I don't like the depth and dark, like shit. That ain't my bag. So I told him that that's like my least favorite record out of everything.
Maul, do you think Meet the Grams, even based off
he just upped his credibility +5 because he went against Kendrick for a little bit, upped his credibility +5. He's still playing 4D chess.
opinion of the record, because even Hed said he doesn't really like it like that. Do you feel like it was effective off Drake's probably best record in this entire beef?
No.
Why?
I mean, people don't even really talk about Meet the Grams. It's not even a song that people. I think
Meet
like,
the Grams got more streams than Family Matters. Meet the Grams has more streams than Family Matters. Meet the Grams has more streams than Family Matters. Meet the Grams has more streams than Family Matters.
Hed said, I think most people kind of forget that record. Like, we get it. He dropped it right after, you know, and the timing of it when he dropped it was like, oh shit, you know, everybody was running back and forth to YouTube. Kendrick just dropped and this, whatever. But I think when you go back and listen to it, it's probably the least favorite from most people.
Fair. But do you think if Family Matters,
Tailor Made is easily the least favorite for everybody. For everybody. For everybody. And I got Meet the Grams over push-ups. I got Meet the Grams over push-ups. I got Meet the Grams over push-ups. Yo, it's crazy. I did that as I was reading your comment. Got it. I'm weak as hell.
being the diss record that it is, had more time to breathe, it would have been more effective in this battle. Whereas Meet the Grams to not like us back to back after, I think, Drake's best diss record ever.
Family Matters?
Yes.
Mhm.
Do you think that
My bad, y'all. This is why Ray Vaughn said he wanted to box Val. First of all, shout out to you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Much love. But yo, first of all, Ray Vaughn new mixtape is crazy though. If y'all ain't heard that, y'all need to go pick that up. The Good, the Bad, and the Dollar Menu. That shit hard. I was surprised. I've been listening to Ray Vaughn, like kinda, but I think I really started paying attention when he went at Joey Badass. But yeah, that project is fire. Go check that out.
was an effective step on when it came to Drake's best effort?
No, I mean, no matter what Kendrick said or put out, I thought the timing of it was dope. It's kind of like if if you DJing and
Thank you.
somebody bump your table and fuck up your needle and the record jump, the energy is completely different in the room at the party. So I think that's what Kendrick did. He bumped the needle, the record jumped, and it was kind of like, okay, people kind of like, but not only the record jump, my record comes on. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the timing, I thought The strategy of what Kendrick did to me was dope. Like, okay, I get it. But again, I'm going back just as a music head, as a consumer of hip hop and listening to bars and raps. And once I listen to that, I don't care when the record dropped, how it dropped. In the moment, I understand, the impact of that. But now that I'm just listening to bars and raps, nobody can convince me that Drake got out-rapped in this thing. Like, there's no fucking way he got out.
We couldn't convince you. Listen, there's a lot of things we can't convince you of involving Drake. There's a lot of things. Okay? That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing at all. We don't gotta convince you shit for it to be true. What you talking about? I don't even gotta explain it to you for it to be true. We don't even gotta talk about it for it to be true. Talk about I gotta convince you where and when.
A rap. Now, I understand what the optics of the record is, and it being big and everything that Kendrick got off of that, the Amazon show and Super Bowl halftime and things like that. I understand that part of it. And like Hed said earlier, optics is a big part of it, and perception is a big part of it. Again, I'm just a consumer of hip hop and rap and listening to music. And in me listening to it, there's nobody that can convince me that Drake had the worst bars in this whole thing.
We do not care.
Mal, harkening back to Family Matters.
Harkening, spell that. I'm sorry. go ahead.
HR.
Mal, do you think domestic abuse allegations are too far in a battle, especially if they're unproven?
Do I think domestic abuse allegations in a battle are too far?
Unproven.
Unproven.
Unproven?
Yes.
Um,
I think everyone can say proven domestic violence
Yes.
is fair in a battle.
Maybe, yeah. I guess I think that anything you start talking about, when you start talking about somebody's family and things like that, maybe a line that may be too far. But then again, this is rap hip hop, but I don't think that there's any line as far as calling somebody a pedophile. I think that's the worst thing you can put on anybody's show.
And we're gonna get to
We'll
that.
get to that, but
Hey, shout out Marshall. If he thinks Drake has ever out-rapped Kendrick, he's a lost cause. Listen, bruh. Listen, y'all. I don't know, and shout out to you for real for the super chat, much love. But I don't know what world Mal live in, and that's what I'm saying. This is what they really be saying. They say, hey, I understood Drake bars. I didn't really understand how you listen. How you know who out-rap who? You don't even listen to Euphoria. You ain't even sat down to listen to the bars. I really judged that battle unbiasedly. Swear. Called it for what it really was. Because I got love for the battle taking place more than anything. You see what I'm saying? And bro.
Yeah.
Do you think that domestic violence allegations are okay in a rap battle?
It's nuance.
Define nuance in this situation.
It depends on what the line is and what the rules of engagement are.
Drake, I think directly said that Kendrick had beat his girl.
Then was it warranted?
I don't know.
do you
Because
think,
I don't know. Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think
it was
unproven
warranted?
domestic violence is okay to put
I think
in a battle?
I think anything is okay as long as both parties are cool with what the outcome. Like, you know how, like,
Exactly. It ain't no rules to the fade, bro. When we rap and just know if you take it there, I'm gonna take it there too. What you talking about? But they don't get that though.
I am be like, hey, let's meet up and die.
Yeah.
If both of y'all are cool with dying,
I'm sorry.
no, I'm just saying, like,
No, I get your point. I
if both
actually do get your
if
point.
me and you are okay with dying, then
It's
nothing's
all
off
good.
the table.
Right,
Yeah.
it's all good.
You know what I'm saying? It's only a problem if one party disagrees to the terms.
Okay. With that said, do you think Drake is a pedophile?
Do I think he's a what?
Do you think Drake is a pedophile?
By definition, no.
Oh shit. Oh, hey, bro, get the fuck out of here. He said by definition. That's crazy. Yo, hey, look, DJ Head, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I underestimated you, my boy. I apologize. Straight up. Go if you was here at the beginning, you know I was underestimating, bro, because of the DDG stream where he couldn't name 5 Kendrick songs for some reason. So, like, yeah, bro, I was shook, but he is frying these guys. Frying these guys.
Right,
Yeah.
so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's only a problem if one party disagrees to the terms.
Okay. With that said, do you think Drake is a pedophile?
Do I think he's a what?
Do you think Drake is a pedophile?
By definition, no.
Okay.
By what? So not by definition, but by what? Because it sounds like you think he's a pedophile by something else.
That's not what I said.
That's what it sounds like.
Yo,
what you said.
that's not what I said. I don't take credit for anything I don't say.
Okay. So you don't think Drake is a pedophile by the definition of a pedophile?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. I hate this is just gonna demonetize us.
This shit crazy, bro. This shit crazy. Hey, shout out to Melly for the super chat. That's love. So Drake out-rapped Kendrick. Why was everybody quoting and breaking down Kendrick? There's more than Drake's lyrics. Exactly. Exactly. Everybody was quoting the Kendrick bars to this day. What is it? The braids? That was more quotable than anything on Family Matters. What is it? The braids? What? He was on there, bro. He was on there trolling that boy, out rapping him, out barring him, out storytelling, out angle, out delivery, out everything. What are we talking about?
This immediately. And it's gonna make my algorithms crazy. The definition of pedophile is sexual perversion in which children are the preferred sexual object.
Mhm.
I'm gonna close my laptop and hope the feds don't raid
Why
me.
did he put
And
that?
and the defined and the definitive definition.
Damn,
of a
I didn't know
child
he
is
was
what?
gonna say that.
All right, see, don't whack 100 me where you know the age of consent in every state.
Okay, fine.
I think
I'm
below,
answer your-
below
to-
it-
the
18 and
layman
below, and-
answer.
and
Okay.
Whoa,
see
whoa,
definitive-
whoa,
I'm gonna
whoa,
close
whoa.
version in which children are the preferred sexual object.
Mhm.
I'm gonna close my laptop and hope the
And
feds don't raid here.
And the defined and the definitive definition of a child is what?
All right, see, don't whack 100 me where you know the age of consent in every state.
Okay, fine.
I think
I'm
below,
answer your-
below
to-
it-
the
18 and
layman
below, and
answer.
we also know as like moral fiber what a kid is and what a kid isn't.
The layman answer, Rory, is no.
And I believe you did answer it in if everyone's ready to die, everything's off the table. But you think pedophilia is okay to be brought up in a battle?
I think if I do discuss with you, hey, this is a line.
Mhm.
My earlobes are off limits,
Mhm.
and I violate the sanctity of that. Let's meet up and die.
Okay.
Maul?
By definition, Drake is a what? A F? What? A F for bowling? A F bophilia? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell is that, bro? The fuck? Attraction to teenage. Oh, so Dre being technical in that lawsuit, motherfucker. He got us. He got us. He got us. Damn it. This shit crazy. This shit crazy. He got us.
Like that.
Do you have
Thoughts?
any thoughts?
What he just said?
Mhm.
I mean, that's fair. If he feels like, again, if there was a conversation and certain things were deemed off limits, if somebody violates, the terms of the conversation.
My bad once again, y'all. Hey, shout out Lama Bean just for 616 in LA. 616 LA is incredible. Incredible. Aged like fine wine. My confession is yours, but who am I about to go to war? He was wildin'. He was wilding. Raise my hand to a falling sky. I bet it's not me. Ah! Come on.
I think all bets are off. There's no rules of engagement. Everything is, fair game. I just think, just where I think your moral compass kicks in at some point, and it's just certain things certain energies I just wouldn't invite into, my music and things like that. And I just think, just that word is something that I just would never throw around unless it was absolutely.
DJ, yo. I almost called him DJ Mal because he giving me academics vibes. That's crazy. But Mal, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Invite into, my music and things like that. And I just think,
you wouldn't want to invite that type of energy in your music, but you listen to murderous music. Listen, bro. I'm real sick of people. I'm real tired of people. All this music y'all be playing. Oh, man.
just that word is something that I just would never throw around unless it was absolutely definitively true. Like, then cool. But if not, I don't think you play with that word at all.
I think that's the difference, though.
What?
The nuance of
death, probably the most talked about concept in hip hop.
The nuance of, I want to say, like, cultural prowess, right?
Mhm.
Like, people who don't understand certain things.
Here's my thing, not to cut you off. If Kendrick, again, I've never had a conversation with Kendrick about any of this shit, but if he feels like Drake is indeed a pedophile, how long did he feel like that? How long did he, think Drake was a pedophile? And why has he done music with somebody he thinks is a pedophile? No, I'm not saying I'm not telling you the answer. I would just say, to me, it's just like, if we know, we come from a certain area, we see, we don't even play with that word. Because where we from, we know what happens to those type of people. We see people creating content online or meeting up with people that's trying to meet up with kids and have sex, beat them up, whatever. So in this battle, to introduce that energy against someone and you don't know if it's facts or not, you may just feel like it is for whatever reasons, whatever conversations you're.
How do you know? How do you know? You don't know, bro. I'm about to drop a banger tomorrow. I'm about to drop a banger tomorrow. I promise, bro. We're gonna talk about this PR team that's trying to spin Drake back. We're going to talk about this 2 million strong PR team that's trying to spin Drake back and make it seem like everything was just fair play and all that. Yet motherfuckers, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Cut it out. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this, bro. We're going to talk about this 2 million man strong PR team that's trying to rewrite history. We're going to talk about this shit. For sure, because that's all they're trying to do. This is all these people do, is they rewrite history. We watching them doing it in real time. We watching them try to do it in real time, bro. Stop it. They all got the same fucking talking points. Whether they on a podcast, they got a video coming out, they all got the same motherfucking talking points. All of them. Come on.
Too. My thing is, how long did you feel like that?
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask Maul a question.
Yeah.
Maul is beefing with Joe Budden.
Mm-hmm.
What's off limits?
What's off limits?
What's off limits?
Nothing is off limits.
Nothing is off limits.
Yeah.
So let's meet up and die.
Yeah.
Okay. So by that standard, then you can't say, well, that goes against my moral compass and all. Like, you just said nothing is off limits.
Right.
So that's what that.
You're right. And I understand that. But when it comes to that, and we both have children, right? So we can at one point in our lives be ready to die and crash out. We'll burn all this shit down. But now when we're fathers and we have children, we don't think the same anymore. We don't speak the same anymore. We look at life totally different. We're more, we're different versions of what we used to be. Because again, you have children and you understand how sacred that is and how precious children are. So yeah, we could be in this situation where we ready to go all out. But at some point you got to be like, nah, I ain't doing that though.
You just brought up kids.
Mhm.
Who brought the kids up first?
No, I understand what you're saying in the timeline of things. I understand what you're saying.
So then,
But even in that,
you don't get the right to dictate anything beyond that point.
I'm not trying
Right.
to dictate shit. I'm just saying,
Right.
at some point, you have to say, all right, what I'm saying is the worst thing you could say about somebody. That better be a fact. Because once you do that, once you label somebody that, again, somebody
What
calls
about when you label someone a wife beater? What about that? What about that? What about that? What about that? Shout out to Scooter Brown for that's much love. Why would you not call out a PDF file on the biggest stage ever? Talk that shit, boy. Talk.
a rat, we know what can happen when you just call somebody a snitch.
Mhm.
Coming from Carson, coming from New York. We know what can happen. A pedophile is worse than all of that shit.
Okay.
So when you label a man that, I would just think that you would have to be 1,000% correct in what you're saying and have facts on that before you.
I mean, let's say Kendrick is calling Drake that, right? Technically wrong. If you was here earlier, we just found out that Drake is actually a SBO file. That means he got, a thing for teenagers, allegedly. You see what I'm saying? Allegedly. So, technically we wrong. Technically we are wrong. Technically you are wrong. Okay? For sure. Technically we're incorrect.
You throw it out there. And I do understand there's no rules once you say, oh, my manager might be my kid's father. Cool. Disrespectful.
So no, not disrespectful. Again, you're trying to mitigate how one perceives the disrespect.
Exactly.
You don't have the privilege of doing that. If somebody, if I tell somebody, if I walk outside right now and I tell somebody SMD,
mm-hmm.
I have to be ready for what I can't be like, oh, I got a kid and you got a kid. Mm-hmm. Let's think about it.
Oh no, Drake was ready for them. Obviously, he's the one that said.
So then at that point, there's no more discussion. Let's meet up and die.
I get that, but here's the problem.
Cooked him. What are we talking about?
The problem is now when this is a record that you are like grandstanding and this is a message that you are displaying to the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got your Super Bowl show and you got the Amazon show and you're doing stadiums and things like that. And this is the record that is like, that's where to me it's like, oh, okay.
I just made a better record than you.
If that's the line you want to stand on, cool. I'm not, listen, it's a battle. We pick sides. Who you think won, who you think lost, great. I'm just saying now that all of that is kind of like over, well.
Would you feel the same way if Family Matters became what Not Like Us is?
About the line of Dave Free being?
He performing at the Super Bowl claiming that my kids ain't mine, his kids ain't his.
But I've said that. I was like, yo, he better have some information we don't have because that's crazy to put on somebody.
That's not what I asked you. What I asked you is, do you feel the same way if Family Matters becomes what Not Like Us is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
No, my moral compass is set to where it's set to. It's certain things to me that I'm just like, all right, like you gonna say that, you got to stand on that.
So you being from where you're from and me being from where I'm from, we have a certain level of, I call it texture, which I don't necessarily know how to describe it. You can tell when somebody is not authentically of that texture because they.
Of what texture?
You come from a certain environment where you operate in a certain space, code of conduct, for instance. And I've spoken this, like, that's why I conduct myself a certain way. I can't get on the internet, on the radio, on television, and just crash out. I can't say what I want. That's another gripe I have. We can get to that later. But
hey, my fault. I got so locked in with the video. Shout out Naja Horton for the super chat. Appreciate you. Much love. Appreciate everybody sending the super chat, y'all. That's love for real. Appreciate y'all.
I can't just say whatever I want because I have people that if certain people call my phone, I have to answer the phone. Like there's no like I have checks and balances because I don't get the freedom to just say whatever the fuck I want to say because I represent too many or certain places and people and individuals who look to me as a representation of them. It's not just about me. And so that's a different level of respect. Tenfold, there's another thing called, and this is why, I mean, I'm not gonna pick on y'all, but
hey, shout out Lima Bean again. You showing so much love. Mal, don't make me call Rayvon. Drake as a son decided on the hard part 6 he was gonna mock Kendrick for being sheesh. And Supercut, sheesh. Hold on, let me get that off the skin. You was talking reckless, Lima Bean. Appreciate you for the super chat. Hey, Coco, what's good? Appreciate you for the super chat. Drake accused Dollar Bean. Come on, man, but they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that though, because they want to be victims.
There's two things which I talked to Elliot about before. One is called journalistic integrity. I'm a professional broadcaster. I come from professional broadcasting, right? So we have to learn journalistic integrity. Like Rory made, I know he was joking, but like, yo, we don't fact check here. That brings up the second point of contention, which is called libel, which I'm pretty sure like Benner is familiar with or whatever. Libel is when you say or do things that are false or disinformation, misinformation that can lead to you being sued. Tasha K.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I conduct myself in a manner in which I always have those three things in the back of my mind at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the luxury of just freestyling speech and shit like that. So that being said, when you look at like your moral compass is set a certain way, mine is set a certain way. You can look at certain individuals and how they move throughout the game. It doesn't even have to be Drake. It could be other media personalities or streamers or artists or whatever. You can tell who never had to go to the park or never had to catch the train or never had to answer their phone.
Absolutely.
You can tell those individuals, right?
That's a fact.
So you can't be like, say, you can't make an accusation like Rory fathered Maul's kids.
Mm-hmm.
And just because my record wasn't bigger than yours, be like, well, you can't say that about me on your record. No, we meet up and we're meeting up and we're dying.
He didn't say he fathered his kids. He said, I heard he might.
I understand that. But the insinuation
but you know the difference though.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. Kendrick heard too. Kendrick heard too.
As a journalist, you understand.
I'm not a journalist.
As a broadcaster, you had to learn certain things about what you say.
Yeah.
So if I say I heard that it might be, it's a totally different thing.
So when did he call him? When did he call him a PDF?
Okay, say Drake, I heard you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
Yeah, there's a comma there.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. Who is he talking to?
You tell me.
Is he talking to the certified lover boy?
You tell me.
Okay, I'm asking you because this is your record.
I was just my record. I wasn't there.
You play this at every party.
Not every party.
Yo, Mal is desperate. He said this is your record. Mal is desperate, dog. And shout out to Marie. Convinced Mal has fallopian tubes. Hey, appreciate you for the super chat. But
at a corporate event, I didn't play that.
Why not?
Because they wanted like 90s R&B.
Oh,
play a lot of bad
but if it wasn't, you would have played it. It's in your set.
I don't have a set. I read the crowd. I'm not lying to you. I've never prepared a set in 20 years. I crowd read. That's why radio's so hard for me because I can't see people.
If you have 5 parties in the week,
I'm gonna play the record.
Out of how many of them parties will you play that record?
It depends on the crowd. That's what I'm telling you. I'm reading the crowd. If the energy calls for it, then I'm not one of them DJs who make it about me. It's not what I want to hear. It's whatever the crowd is.
Okay. How many times have you played Family Matters?
Where?
At a party.
Probably once.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do you think it's a party record?
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
I don't think Drake was trying to make party records in this moment.
Okay, well, we're gonna move on to the last song with the last.
Yo, Miles getting dragged across the street, bro. This shit getting crazy, bro.
This in this battle, Drake's Heart Part 6. Maul, you mentioned that the Heart Part 6 would age better than any other song in the battle. A year in, do you still believe it will or that it has?
I said that it will age better
Than any other song in the battle. You said it was one of, quote, one of the best battle disses or rap disses of all time.
I still think that's probably Family Matters is probably the better song because of the beat switches and things like that, just the energy switching in that record. But Drake's rapping on the Hard Part 6, I mean, I don't know if people, really listen to that record. I still think that his rapping on that is incredible.
Do you think he misinterpreted Mr. Morale in his response to Drake as far as the pedophile angle went?
You said, do I think he did what?
Misinterpreted what Kendrick was saying.
Hey, shout out to Easy McConaughey for the super chat. That's love, bro. It's clear Mal just saying what Drake told him to. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Much love, bro. Appreciate you. Shout out Judy for the super chat. Tell Mal to go back to his box. I swear. Tell him twice. Tell him twice.
On Mr. Morale as far as past sexual abuse in his family.
I'm not. No, I don't think so.
Because the idea of the record is that there was some type of sexual abuse in the past with his family line, and because of that, his family thought he was touched, and he was saying, "No, I was never touched. Like, I'm trying to tell you, please believe me. My cousin did not touch me." Drake took the angle after Not Like Us to take the pedophile angle to say that he was touched, and that is why he keeps bringing up pedophilia. Do you think there's any stat lost in completely misinterpreting what Kendrick was saying?
No, I think if you're gonna do that, if we're gonna find comb misinterpretations throughout this whole thing, it's a lot on both.
I mean, we
sides.
have on every record. That's why I want it to be.
I don't.
objective.
I don't think he misinterpreted. I mean, if he did, if Kendrick comes down and says, "No, that's not what happened," then okay, he did. But I think that Drake heard that record like we all did.
Nigga, go listen to the song. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And that's what he took from it, and that was the bar he came up with.
Do you feel that he waved the white flag at the end of the record?
Waved the white flag. Again, I think that he realized what was happening. I think he realized, UMG's positioning in this and what they were trying to do, which is why he still has a case ongoing against them around the business that they did around the record. Not so much, Kendrick, but just what UMG did with that record and that messaging.
Well, I mean, Maul, again, I want to be objective here. Hard Part 6 came out 24 hours after Not Like Us, so I don't think we even knew what bots or what UMG was doing at that time. I think UMG even heard Not Like Us at the same time we did. So I hear you on the second part once Drake realized what UMG, because I've been on your side with that entire thing. At the end of that, I don't think UMG had anything to do with that outro. I think he was saying to Kendrick, No, I'm not talking about waving the white flag, because I think it was more so like he understood that, all right, you want to have this back and forth. You obviously have this record. Okay, cool. You're going to put out a record after I put out a record. I'm not going to keep, like, how long is this going to go on? Like, I could put out 5 records. You're going to put out 5 records. Like,
Yo. Nah, man, this gotta be, I ain't really been on too much today, but I know they pack him all up. I know they packing him up on there. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the first tweet. I'm gonna try to see what's the first few tweets. Hold on. All right, he got saved, dude. He got saved. But I know they packing him up on Twitter.
We gonna keep putting out records every week? I think at some point Drake was just like, all right, man, like I'm not. If this is what your plan was to drop right after I drop, then cool, man, you got it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just drop records every 2 days.
Shout out to the space shit. Much love for the super chat. I think Drake misinterpreted on purpose. Part of Kendrick's trauma comes from not being believed. Seemed like he was trying to trigger Kendrick. Yeah, he was trying to redo the damage that he felt Kendrick did to him. He was trying to redeliver the same pain that he felt and failed miserably, unfortunately.
And just go back and forth for the entire summer. I'm not gonna do that.
Ted?
What's the question?
Thoughts? The white flag or response to what Maul had to say with the 5 records and constantly going, how long is this battle going to continue on?
Battle fatigue is a thing. You know, I watch. I'm a big WWE fan. I watch wrestlers submit all the time.
Okay, so you think it was battle fatigue?
You think it was a submission?
Well, the thing is, I don't want to get hella deep because people like say they like to call me pretentious, but Damaris.
Is that what they say about you?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Damaris, let me ask you a question. When you listen to the Heart Part 6, is his energy the same as it is on Family Matters?
I'm choosing not to answer that question because this is completely between you guys, and me and Rory have decided to stay completely out of it.
Yeah, we're trying to get you
Because-
guys off.
No. Rory been aiding, bro. Rory has been aiding Mal's points all fucking night. And you talking about some we have chosen to stay out of it. Yo, come on, dog.
We have already, because we've covered this battle so much, there's preconceived notions about what sides we are on. So we're staying
We know what side you on now. We know what side you on now. We can see it. Look, Rory turning red. Rory is turning red. He know exactly what's going on.
completely
Maul,
neutral in
so
this.
you
Yeah.
think that Drake's energy is the same from on Family Matters and on the Heart Part?
It's not supposed to be. It's a different record. The energy of the record is different. The production is different.
I agree.
It's a totally different energy.
Do you think his temperament is the same?
Well, no, because again, it's a different song. I think that he's seeing what's going on. Like he's piecing certain things together, like kind of trying to put the puzzle. Like, oh, okay, this is what this is about. Like, oh, all right. So I don't think his temperament is different on Heart Part 6 than it was on Family Matters, absolutely, but not due to battle fatigue or anything like that. I think it's due to him like finally seeing like, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's happening. I see what this is getting ready to. This is a leverage moment. Like, okay, I thought we was battling as just rappers and there was no business attached to this. I think he started seeing that, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see what's happening here. Like there's business being attached to this. Like I wasn't doing this for business or trying to capitalize. He has, what could he capitalize off of? He's already one of the biggest artists in the world. There was no room for capitalization there. It was just like, all right, I'm having a moment with an MC I obviously respect, with a rapper that I respect. He has some words for me. I have some words for him. But I think that Kendrick's mindset was business. I think Drake's mindset was battle. And I think that's where the disconnect happened. And Drake walked away from like, okay, you in business mode. PG Lang, getting it going. UMG is behind it now. Okay, I see what's going on. That's not why I engage in this thing. I engage in this shit as a battle, not as turning it into business and then getting, whatever Kendrick got from it, which I'm not mad at. I mean, capitalize off the fucking moment as a businessman and as an artist. Cool. But I think Drake's mindset was more, this is just a battle.
What people don't know is Drake tried to make Family Matters the song that broke Michael Jackson's record. That's what people don't know. Drake is tied with Michael Jackson for number ones. And he wanted Family Matters to be the record that broke it. He didn't expect Kendrick Lamar to drop a banger and keep him from breaking the record. He thought Meet the Grams, he thought he was going to be able to skate away because Meet the Grams dropped and it wasn't a banger. So all people was going to say was Kendrick's song is boring. That Kendrick hit him upside his head the next day with one of the biggest rap songs in the history of the genre. What are we talking about? Stop it. He was trying to do damage and it didn't work.
Out of two of the best rappers and MCs right now.
I disagree. Like Rory said, the song was just days of like, there was no business around it. Plus, that's not necessarily how the music business works. Rory's put out an album. You could probably, you don't want to talk.
Platinum.
Okay, fine. But,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I love that this is the example for everything. It's my album.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, But there's a lot of people who speak on the music business that don't actively participate in the music business.
Right.
That's not how the music business is set up. It doesn't work like that. You don't get to just dictate, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And there's whole departments of people that have to move and do shit when you do shit.
Yo, bro, DJ Head is cooking him, bro. Cooking him, bro. This is crazy.
The other part,
You don't think Drake and Kendrick dictate?
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you still have to. That still takes time. You don't get.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to. It's not.
Or the label sees what's going on and they call you. Like,
Who's
hey,
the label?
anybody that works for the label that you're assigned to.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. That's not necessarily true
What
because
do you mean?
if I'm in the radio promotions department, I don't represent the label. I represent the record.
It depends on y'all. Some people work for the record label that are at radio.
No.
We know that.
They work for the label, but I'm not representative of the label to, like, I don't call you.
No, not
like,
publicly. No,
what's
but
up with
some people at radio are absolutely on payroll with labels, 1,000,000%.
I'm not saying
And you
that.
know that.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if I am in the promotions department,
Mhm.
I don't get to call you and be like, "Yeah, so what we doing with this record?" That's not how.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm talking. This is bigger than promotions department. This is bigger than that. I think that
What is it then?
the higher ups saw what was happening with two of the biggest artists of their generations, and was like, we need to capitalize off of this 1,000%. And nobody can convince me that that did not happen. 1,000,000% that happened. We are going to capitalize off of this moment.
So you think there was an entire plot line?
Yo, these Drake fans never cared about music executives and corruption in the industry until Drake got smacked. Before that, they didn't give a fuck about all that shit. It was all about the industry and the numbers and the new Lucian contract and shit. Man.
Maybe not from the beginning, but once it started, it was going.
When do you think that the label started to conspire?
I think that once the record started dropping, once we got the back and forth, like Drake dropped, Kendrick dropped, Drake dropped a day or two after that. I think that once they saw that, and then they saw what the numbers was doing on whatever was YouTube or whatever they was like, no, we're absolutely.
Hey, nah, bro. Hey, nah, bro. He yapping, bro. He just
capitalizing off of this moment. There's no way the entire world is looking at this moment and the labels that these gentlemen are attached to in some way is not capitalizing off the moment. They're not going to fumble that bag. No way. Which is why you get the Amazon show.
Well, that's why you get the Amazon show?
Off the record. 1,000,000%. You think that people wasn't going to tune in and stream the first time Kendrick performed that record?
What are you bro? Kendrick did an Amazon before the pop-out show. What are you talking about? He did it for Mr. Morale. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. They be saying anything. Yo, shout out Habitual Line Stepper. Drake made a video, bought a van, smashed the van, went to multiple locations. MJ Biggers hired actors, but he wasn't trying to do it for the business. Flexing for real chains like he took them when he just bought them at an auction. Come on, dog.
Absolutely. Amazon didn't do that by accident. That wasn't accident. That wasn't just something that they absolutely was like, no, we need to capitalize off of this momentum, 1,000,000%. And and it's a smart business play. I'm not knocking it, but we're not going to sit there and act like it wasn't, a meeting and so heads didn't come together and say, we have to capitalize.
You're saying that UMG was like, Amazon, let's do this thing.
I'm not saying that's how it went. I'm saying when they saw that momentum and they saw how big this is the biggest moment in hip hop in the last, however, maybe since Jay Nas, maybe.
Bro, DJ Head got him looking crazy. Like he trying to yap about other shit while he collect his point, and it's just not
bigger than Jay Nas. There's no way you're gonna sit across me and say somebody at these labels or somewhere else didn't say we have to capitalize off of this moment. This moment is too big of a moment. We may not ever see a moment in hip hop like this again, and that Amazon or whoever else is not gonna have a meeting and say we need to capitalize off of this moment. Absolutely, and I'm not mad at it. But don't sit there and say, nah, nobody had that talk. 1,000,000% they had that talk, and they should. It's about making money.
Just because you talk louder don't mean you're right. That's not what happened.
That's not my intent.
That's not what happened. I can tell you I was there. That's not what happened.
Of course you were there. I know you DJ'd the pop, but you're not gonna sit there and tell me Amazon didn't say, yo, we're not gonna capitalize.
When
on
you
this
say
moment.
Amazon, you're saying Jeff Bezos.
Whoever was in charge of putting together that show and streaming it on Prime, that's who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Bezos probably know, but he has a bunch of people that work under him that it's their job to not fumble that moment. Absolutely.
Or I'll run an or scenario by you.
Run it.
I pitch, you should do a show at SoFi.
Why? To perform Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers?
Sure, whatever.
Okay, cut the shit, bro.
To perform.
The record.
To perform.
The record.
Yo, this bullshit they be trying to do, like Mr. Morale. Bro, he did a world tour for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. What are we talking about? At one point, it was the highest grossing hip hop tour of all time by a solo artist. Like, what did these dudes be saying anything?
Record.
I'll tell you, I actually pitched an idea for the actual music video.
Mm-hmm. Not like us.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like, hey, let's do, you should do it this way. Let's do a concert. Oh, yeah, that's what you think? Yeah, that's what I think. Little did I know there was already something in the works for a show, right? But it wasn't at the SoFi Stadium. Those 3 dates.
What would you say? Little did you know there was already something in the works.
And I'm going to provide you with another scenario.
Okay.
So there's this big grandiose mall conspiracy theory, right?
There ain't no conspiracy theory.
Well, okay, a flat earther theory that you have. Or it's like, hey, we need to do a show because we had a show already planned that I was supposed to do in Lamar Park for Juneteenth.
Respect.
Juneteenth is a historical Black area in Los Angeles.
Lamar Park is a historical.
We were already supposed to do a show for Juneteenth.
Respect.
That show ended up not happening. Dot was like, oh, let's say hypothetically speaking, he's like, well, let's just do our own show. Because that show fell through. Oh, they put together a show. Hypothetically speaking, that's a possibility, right? That bypasses a label. That also bypasses Jeff or whoever he has in place.
Hed, can I just interject for 1 second? I'm not here to add an opinion, just add facts to it. Who's the head of Amazon Music at the time of the pop-up show? Because I understand you're bringing up Jeff Bezos. He's in space, but let's talk about who was actually on
he didn't go.
Earth.
His girl went.
Fair, okay. So who was the head of Amazon Music at the time?
At the time, it was Tim.
Tim, friend of the show. We love Tim Henshaw. That's our guy. Love him to death.
Do you know where Timothy?
Where is Tim from, and who did Tim grow up with?
Tim is from Compton. Who did he grow up with? What you mean? I don't know who he grew up with.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just adding in some context of what you're saying. No, Jeff Bezos wasn't involved in that. I'm just adding context. I have no dog in this fight.
Also,
I watched the pop-up, paid for it.
We don't care that you watched the pop-up and paid for it. It was hip-hop history, motherfucker. You better have bought it and paid for it, Mr. Hip-Hop Head. You don't get no kudos for that. You still not neutral. I don't care what you did. I'm not racist. My friend's Black. What's wrong with y'all?
Love Tim. Go ahead.
Yeah, but also there's also nuance to that, which is like, again, I don't speak out of turn because again, but there's also street stuff that is probably because I understand that where you're going with that, but there's also stuff that supersedes all of this.
And also, Tim was just doing his job in an amazing way.
Well, Tim also put together incredible Dreamville Fest,
everything he's done with Tyler
Kanye show.
Tim is one of the best executives that we need in music right now. Love Tim, but
that's good context because Rory tried to make it seem like Kendrick only did that show because dude was from Compton. But if dude did the Kanye shit and he did all that other shit, then he working with everybody. DJ Hed is.
Just wanted to add that tidbit into this entire thing.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my nigga Tim.
I think what Rory is saying is Tim was not going to miss a moment to capitalize.
As he fucking should, though.
Which is my whole point that somebody somewhere said guys, we have to capitalize off of this moment, which is what they should have done. I'm not mad at the pop-out show, but we're not gonna act like, and in respect to Lamar Park, because I know Juneteenth, I respect it because
We streamed there the year before.
that's why I said I already know that probably was a thing.
Why'd you say that?
But now that we have this moment, hey, let's capitalize off of this moment. Let's make it a bigger, let's bring in a Amazon Prime and things like that and attach it to, let's get a bag. We can get people, let's highlight artists from the city. Let's make it a whole thing. Like,
Yeah, but
great.
it was, I guess the narrative, and this was made clear to us, even me and my group of guys, this is not an anti-anyone show. This is a pro-us show.
No, cool. And I salute to that. I'm not saying it was the anti-Drake thing. But that moment, that record, the battle, all I'm saying is let's not act like it wasn't big business that wanted to attach itself to that. Like, hey, I get it. Culture, battle.
No, see, this is the thing. It seemed like he's not saying nothing, right? But what he's doing is he's trying to give OVO enough of a narrative to run with without talking out of turn. He's trying to give them a conspiracy to run with without talking out of turn. That's all he's really doing right here. Okay, and that's why it sounds weird. But for the people who's trying to run with Drake, it's not gonna sound weird. They're gonna run with the narrative, and they're gonna try to continue to help PR him back in position.
Two of the biggest of their generation, we can't not capitalize. Is all I'm saying. Somebody somewhere sat down and came up with a plan and say, we have to have this moment. We have to stage this moment. We need to stage this moment.
Okay, so Mal, just to clarify what you're saying and just put it in black and white, are you saying that the pop-up does not happen if Not Like Us does not become the hit that it did? If the battle doesn't happen?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Hed, what do you think?
I disagree. I think it's possible. There's always, because you got to think, it came together extremely fast.
You know why it came together extremely fast?
Because we lost the Juneteenth in Lamar Park.
Right, but then that record, that moment, that battle happened, and it was the most talked about thing around the world. And somebody somewhere said, hey, guys, let's do this. Again, great business move by whoever put it together. Not mad at it. It's not an anti-show.
So do you share this sentiment if the idea came from Dot?
Of doing the show?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever it came from, they understood the business that they could make out of it. I'm just saying that somebody somewhere used their brain and said, hey, we shouldn't just let these songs live on YouTube and just, not turn it into this grand moment. Like, we should absolutely capitalize, which is smart. I'm just
like Drake did with Back to Back. Just like Drake did with Back to Back. Just like Drake did with Back to Back.
And I think one artist was thinking that way and the other wasn't. The other,
just like Pot did with Hit 'Em Up.
It was just strictly because, again, what does Drake gain from turning that into,
just like anybody does with a hit song? Like, I'm just so confused.
Like, he already has all of those things. He's top 4 biggest artists in the world. He stands to gain nothing from that, which is why, again, I respect Drake as a rapper and an MC, because he can go into every battle feeling like, I have nothing to gain from this. What am I going to gain? The perception in the barbershop? Some people might feel like, yo, he got him. Like, what does he gain from that? He stands more to lose, regardless of who he's standing across, because he's already here for the last however many years he's been on.
So why sneak diss niggas for 15 years then? If you don't want that type of smoke, quit sneak dissing. If you ain't want to battle, stop sneak dissing. Same thing go with J. Cole. If you don't want to battle, quit acting like you want to battle. It's not that serious. If you don't want to battle, stop pretending like you want to battle. Simple.
Top dominating music. So it's like, okay, but I'm a rapper, and if somebody comes at me, I got to stand on my pen.
To me, that's doubt.
What do you mean it's doubt?
Because if we're here at y'all studio right now, and let's say, I don't know, do you think that Rory can beat up Mike Tyson?
Beat him up as in a fight?
Yeah, in a fist.
No.
Okay. So if Mike Tyson comes here, he's outside and he wants to fight Rory, and Rory's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go outside. We're gonna be, well, the perception is gonna be, well, shit, at least Rory went outside and took the fade.
Are you trying to say that Drake is not a fighter? He's not a rapper?
No,
He's
what
not
I'm
an MC?
saying is
Rory's not a fighter. So he should not go outside and fight Mike Tyson.
what I'm saying is you give people that ado when you already have a preconceived notion that they're the underdog.
Mm.
I get what the point you're trying to make, but no. If I'm a rapper and I'm an MC,
Facts, because they be talking to Drake like, at least he got out there. At least he got out there, man. At least he got out there, man.
and another just rap culture, and another MC comes at me, with those shots at me, whatever. Now Drake is in a position where he doesn't have to respond because he's already, he's been at the top of the mountain. Like he can look down on everybody and be like, I'm not paying these dudes no more. I can only elevate you, sir. I can only bring you up to where I'm at if I battle you right now. I have everything to quote unquote lose or whatever. I don't gain nothing by getting in this battle. Even if Drake public perception annihilates Kendrick, what does he gain from it?
Come on.
Is he going to sell more records? Is he going to stream more? Or is he going to sell more tickets? Is he going to get a stadium tour? He already turned down the Super Bowl 3 times. What does he gain from the moment?
He might have got all of that shit, but it didn't go that way.
What he already has all of that shit. What are you talking about?
Which stadium tour?
You don't think that Drake could do a stadium tour?
He good? He good? He good?
I didn't say that. I said which one.
Oh, okay. As long as that's not what you said.
Mo, you think Drake's perception grew after he beat Meek?
His perception?
Yeah.
As a rapper.
As a rapper. Even after the ghostwriting shit, as an entity, as a brand,
I don't think
everything.
I don't think it grew. I think people expected. Meek is obviously battle rap tested. He comes from battle rap. We watched his progression.
Hey, I ain't even catch
from
that.
The corners of Philly.
Hey, hold on. I ain't even catch that. I ain't even catch that.
That's not what you said. You don't all of that in the moment.
He might have got all of that shit, but it didn't go that way.
What he already has all of that shit. What are you talking about?
Which stadium tour?
That's crazy.
You don't think that Drake could do a stadium tour?
I didn't say that. I said which one.
Oh, okay. As long as that's not what you said.
Mo, you think Drake's perception
Mal got to fight
grew
back
after he beat Meek?
His perception?
Yeah.
As a rapper.
As a rapper. Even after the ghostwriting shit, as an entity, as a brand,
I don't think
everything.
I don't think it grew.
Stop
I think
lying.
people expected.
Stop lying.
Meek is obviously battle rap tested.
Stop lying, bro. Drake's career shot in a different direction because of that battle. What are you talking about? Cut it out.
Comes from battle rap. We watched his progression from the corners of Philly to where he is today. So their paths were different. But in that moment when that battle happened, I don't think anybody thought Meek was a better rapper than Drake. So I don't think that his perception changed. I think people respected it like, yo, he's able to make these hit records. He's able to make.
Nobody thought Meek was a better rapper than Drake. Mal, are you serious? Are you joking? Nobody thought Meek Mill was a better rapper than Drake. These dudes are not like us. I'm sitting here trying to tell y'all. Just because he black don't mean he know hip hop. Bro is 40. He was alive. Why does he not know this?
Hit rap records, R&B records, and he'll still get in the ring and rap with a quote unquote battle rapper. I think that it may have like show people like, nah, Drake's really about that, but I don't think it was much of a change of perception in Drake there.
So going into this battle, from what you were saying earlier, do you think that people were under the impression that Kendrick was the underdog in this battle? Or do you think that people were under the impression it was an even matchup?
Nah, I don't think that people felt Kendrick was an underdog. Well, some people may have felt that way, but people that know rap and that listen to bars and skill set, they knew that Kendrick was well equipped to get
going into this battle. From what you were saying earlier, do you think that people were under the impression that Kendrick was the underdog in this battle? Or do you think that people were under the impression it was?
Kendrick was definitely the underdog. Now, Kendrick wasn't the underdog from the perspective of people they just thought Drake, I think they just thought Drake was so much bigger than Kendrick that it didn't matter what Kendrick had to say. That's how I feel. But they were delusional. You see what I'm saying? Like people were talking reckless about exactly. People were talking reckless about Kendrick, bro. Before Euphoria dropped, people was talking reckless. And then they wonder why I keep staying on y'all head, bro. Because y'all was talking so crazy. Y'all was talking so crazy. So crazy. Disrespecting the culture and everything, disrespecting dead legends. And you ain't think we was gonna talk about this shit forever? You're crazy. The ancestors on that ass. What are we talking about?
Was a even matchup.
Nah, I don't think that people felt Kendrick was an underdog. Well, some people may have felt that way, but people that know rap and that listen to bars and skill set, they knew that Kendrick was well equipped to get in the ring with anybody in rap. Now Drake is obviously the big artist, the biggest star in the moment, but I don't think that the people that really know rap felt like Kendrick was an underdog. No, I think they felt like Kendrick had more to gain. He had more to get out of the moment in the situation. And Drake, because again, Drake has all of the accolades. He has all of the numbers, even though I don't care about shit, but I'm just saying, we're talking about
Kendrick has so many accolades. Now, what are we talking about? He's one of the most awarded artists in the history of the genre. Like, y'all got to stop lying. This 15 years shit, y'all trying to rewrite history. And it's kind of working on people. That's what's crazy. I heard people who I grew up with during this time who did not think Drake was like that. So much. All these narratives come out, all of a sudden, Drake was running the game for 15. When? How are we judging this? I'm so confused.
Anybody has to win or lose here in this moment. What does Drake have to lose outside of, calling me something that is the most egregious thing ever and then trying to defamate my character on a personal level? Cool, yeah. But as far as like accolades and accomplishments, Drake didn't stand to gain anything here.
If Drake had annihilated Kendrick in this battle, do you think you'd be speaking this way? Because I think at that point we would put Drake at God level tier as far as everything he's accomplished.
Listen,
if he would have beat,
is he not?
I promise you, if Drake would have beat Kendrick, they would have been talking like Drake was the greatest in the history of the sport. Because that's all Drake needed to do. People didn't care about the lies. They didn't care about him not writing. They didn't care about none of that because he kept making hit records. He wasn't going to get his respect until he took somebody's head off for real. If he would have beat Kendrick, they'd have been talking about he the greatest to ever do it. He beat the best lyricist. He boo-boo, all this different shit. But since he got it, because they didn't think Kendrick was going to take him. They didn't think so. This was a surprise to everybody. You feel me? The colony really whooped on the colonizer for once.
One of the greatest rappers that we've seen.
I know, but
we're talking about the MC shit because I even think Drake was viewed as an underdog with the thing just based off Meek's perception at the time. And the shit was going on. It was weird. That made me even go, damn, maybe you can't fuck with Drake.
So what's your question?
Do you think if he would have beat Kendrick, you'd be speaking this way that he had nothing to gain from it? I think there'd be no questions about Drake's jacket for the rest of his life.
Again, you talking to somebody that feels like Drake won the battle because he has the better bar.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about a song and what it's streaming and where it's on the chart. I'm talking about the bars.
Okay. Well, let me know what social media and the perception was, just off algorithms and numbers. If social media didn't exist, and this is from somebody on Twitter at R9Hove, I thought this was a great question. If social media didn't exist and people just listened to each song, do you think there would have been a different result? I know your answer, Maul, because you already feel like
my answer because you know what the.
I'm gonna give you my answer. Yes. I'm gonna give you my answer. Fuck no. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No. Drake was the one paying all these bloggers and paying all these pages to push propaganda. Drake thought he was going to be able to push a wife beater story on Kendrick Lamar the next morning after he dropped Family Matters. And then Kendrick caught him slipping. You can see the articles were going up as Family Matters came out. These articles were prepared to launch a smear campaign on Kendrick Lamar collectively. That's what that's what you Drake fans, no, I think they do know, but they just gotta. But that's what these dudes don't understand. Family Matters came out, and there was already articles coming out about Kendrick doing it. They were going to drop that track and drop a massive smear campaign on him. What happened was he shook everybody up to the point where nobody gave a fuck. And then on top of that, the next day when everybody was debating, dropped a bomb on him. That's why. That's why the underdog won the battle. Against the machine. That's why they don't want to do it. That's why they're trying to rewrite history. They don't want people to remember Kendrick Lamar as the dude who stood against the propaganda, who was getting smeared on every corner before Euphoria came out. What are we doing? Stop it, bro. The media was geared up to launch a smear campaign on Kendrick Lamar because of Family Matters, and they couldn't get it off. That's it.
So I want to ask Hed that question.
What's the question?
If social media didn't exist and people just listened to each song, do you think it would be a different result?
Not a different result. It'd be more even keel, though.
So it's a different result.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean, no? Okay, what are you talking about? You said it will be more even killed, so that's a different result than what it is now, because the result now is that it's not even killed.
No, the journey would be more even killed, not the written result.
All right, well, you just changed what you just said. You said the journey. Now.
Well, I was talking
Once you add the
Can you
journey,
elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so the end result would be the same if social media didn't exist, but also if social media didn't exist, that would have in turn disarmed Drake immensely. But it also would have lessened the expectation of Drake. Drake was the aggressor. He was doing a lot of taunting, a lot of memeing, him and Mal in collaboration, doing all of the extra
media manager.
get that nigga.
Yeah.
Get that nigga.
Yeah, they were doing it was so it's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Well, can I stop you? I don't know if he's aggressor after the Like That verse started everything, but
That's the way Hed trying to paint it, man.
I'm not
Drake
trying
was
to.
on
Lamar was the
tour.
aggressor.
Drake was on tour. How was he the
That's a
aggressor?
fact. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to. I'm not.
The
I'm not
number
doing this.
the
That's just
number
a
one
fact.
song he had,
Yeah.
J. Cole is bigging this guy up on the record with Drake. Put him in the three, the big three. He was part of the big three, according to J. Cole, because Drake never felt like that. But according to J. Cole, yeah.
You're talking about things that play out in public.
Cut it out, because the whole song, if all three of them are supposed to be on the song, why is J. Cole talking about the Spider-Man meme is me and Drake? If all three of them were supposed to be on the song, then why was he talking like that? Why was Drake talking about it's just you and Cole? You telling me Dot was going to be on that song because they were supposed to leave him out of these conversations while he's on the song? You sound crazy. What are we talking about? And then he said, oh, okay, say less. And not both of them upside their head. One of them took off running before he ran up. Kendrick ran up, bing. And he did that and took off. Stop, bro. And then he punished the other one. Come on, bro.
Public. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that you don't know what went on behind the scenes.
Some of it, I know.
Okay.
But I would never speak on publicly.
Why not?
Because there's certain things I would never speak on. It's certain shit I know right now that if I said right here on this platform, it would shake the entire industry up.
Same.
And I will never do that.
Same.
I will never do it.
Exactly. So there you have it. So with that being said, with those things said and being not said, if Drake is the aggressor and Dot is counterpunching,
Mhm.
I think that the playing field will be more even keeled because there's the lack of social media. He got a lot of blowback because it's like this big red button and like, oh my God. And then also like it was a lot of corny shit that was happening, like taunting Ant. That's lame as fuck to me. Ant is like a Laker fan. He don't do nothing. He don't bother nobody. Ant is out the way.
Great person.
Ant is an amazing guy, right? That was lame and corny, right? I have a problem with bullies.
If you was some
Ain't no brownie points for beating your chest, harassing Ant. Fucking with good people make good people go to bat. Kendrick was stepping on him, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Kendrick was walking him.
Chicago, would you feel like
What?
or is it because you're from California?
No, it had nothing to do with that. I don't like bullies. I don't give a fuck where they
No,
from.
but you being from California, you don't think that has anything to do with your stance on this whole thing? I'm from New York. I'm not from Toronto.
No, but I also think you have a different affinity for your person than I do. Like I
An
actually
affinity as far as what?
like
Personally?
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So y'all, how long y'all been cool or friends?
Years.
Like how long?
First met Drake maybe 12, 11, 12.
But how long have y'all had a rapport like you got now?
For a couple of years,
Like how many?
maybe like 2 or 3 years.
All right, so y'all had a rapport for like 2 or 3. These are my friends for
That mean 1 year. That mean 1 year. That mean 1 year.
18 years.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's gonna be different.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I known these dudes for
Mhm.
18 years.
Mhm.
That's not the same thing. That's not music business. That's not anything. My answer will be the same no matter where I'm from, depending on if you're asking an objective opinion about what's going on versus my friendships or my homies or whatever the case may
So there's
be.
a certain level of bias, is what I'm asking you.
No, the bias comes from my relationship with the people, not what's playing out. I can call it straight. Like
But it affects it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
if you want to paint me with a brush, that's fine.
Because
But
you
I'm just
because what it really is that is we're more alike than we are different. You're gonna publicly you're gonna ride with your people, but when y'all get behind closed doors, you're gonna say, "Yo, you was wrong."
no.
Publicly, you will never say it.
No. I don't believe it. See, I was taught that. That's one thing I do push back on the way that I was brought up amongst the people that I came up with is I don't believe in that right or wrong shit. If
What do
you're
you
wrong,
mean?
if you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if we're out together somewhere and you're with your best friend of 20 years
Mhm.
and he does something stupid,
It's happened.
he grabs a girl's ass in the club,
Yep.
big fight happens.
Yep.
In that moment, you're gonna stand there and fight with your boy.
Am I?
We're not doing this.
You
Yes, you are. You're not gonna stand there. You're gonna stand there and watch your man get beat up.
I would probably intervene in a certain way, but I don't think I would have the same energy had he not been in the wrong.
Okay. If your boy grabs a girl's ass and you DJing, your man next to you in the booth, he drunk, he grabs a girl ass, her man standing right there. They start pouncing on your homeboy.
Mhm.
You gonna keep blending, nigga, or you gonna get in the fucking field and start helping your man that's they playing hopscotch on his back?
I don't think what I'm saying to you is I would intervene, but it wouldn't be in the same capacity.
What do you mean? So in what capacity would you intervene? Would you say on the mic, "Hey guys, stop"?
No, stopping something and de-escalating is different than acting, than getting in the
Like what he's doing now is he been getting cooked all night. He been getting sauteed all fucking night. So now he trying to go at character and all this different. And I'm interested to see how DJ Head handling this. How he gonna handle this?
field.
Okay, so if your boy was getting beat up based off the actions he did, are you gonna help?
This has happened before in my life.
Okay, so
and I de-escalated.
So your boy was getting jumped and you didn't throw a fist at all?
There was, I wouldn't say didn't throw a fist, but
Okay, all right. That's all I'm saying. Even if he was wrong, you're gonna hold your man down. But when y'all get back to the set, yo, you was wrong. You caused that whole fucking situation.
it doesn't go, it's not that's to me, that's a gray. That's not a one-to-one to me. It depends on what's going on.
I just told you, your boy does something crazy. He
But
caused this
grabbing
situation.
ass to me is not the same thing as the scenario that I was in. You
Okay,
get
what's the scenario you was in? Paint it.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Why not? We don't need the names. We just need the situation.
That's when I'm not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's move forward. I have a
Hey,
question.
see, hey, that's the difference. That's the difference right there. And the type of niggas they is. That's the difference right there. You just saw it point blank. You just saw it point blank. You just saw it point blank. The type of niggas don't. And look at the side they on. That's all I'm trying to say.
You guys we brought up the internet and its effect on this battle. Both of you guys were heavy on the internet and involved in the cultural commentary when it came to this battle. Do you think that the cultural commentary that you both provided had any effect on the public perception of who won this battle? Do you think you guys moved any sticks or stones or moved any tiles any which way when it comes to these two artists?
I'll answer first. I don't think anything that I said or did moved any. I think that, people obviously look to my platform for any type of little tidbits that they could get. But as far as the result or people's feelings on the record, I think once you get the record, no matter what anybody says, I think people have their own, like, I like this record, or some people don't, but most people have that, I like this record, I'm fucking with this record, or not. No matter what an influencer or podcaster says, I don't think that's going to affect how somebody feels about a song that they're listening to in their personal time, in their personal space. Like, but, you know, obviously people look to platforms to kind of get inside information and a little behind the scenes things that they can get. Again, there's certain things that I know that I would never say publicly. I would never speak publicly because there's a reason these conversations were private. But, you know, I can speak.
Why do I use Navan?
No, he ain't saying shit right now.
It makes
He ain't
managing
saying
business
nothing
travel.
right now. He ain't saying
Matter of factly, when certain things come up, because I know certain things and, you know, I'm privy to certain information, but I would never disclose that information publicly. Like, so I don't think my words or anything I said in that moment persuade anybody's opinions on the record that they got. I think that my words resonated with some people that heard the records and they felt the same way I feel. That I believe, but I don't think I swayed anybody's opinion or anything like that. No.
Okay. Hed, what do you think?
I assume no responsibility for anything that's transpired over the last calendar year in hip hop.
It's interesting.
Your name, your name in that Rico or something out there, man. What's up, man? You all right?
Negative.
whoa.
See that's crazy to put on somebody.
No.
That
I asked the question. I didn't put it on you. I asked.
Okay, well,
That was weird. That was weird as fuck. That was weird, bro. That was weird.
let me ask this kind of based off her question. Maul, you post on the red button. Hed, the cryptic tweets, the way you, Daylight, and a few other people through that entire battle.
Real quick, I want to be honest. I don't pick no sides, but in that situation, because I don't care. But I also understand this. And watch your buddy. I'm watching this and I'm like, oh yeah, nah. Oh yeah, nah. Hell nah. This is
You're not about to tell me that was just like, oh, I was just tweeting. Like, I feel like everyone knew what they were doing here.
And everybody was in
everyone was
contact.
looking for you for OVO stuff and you on the PG Lang, TDE, Kendrick side. You guys are both very intelligent. I feel like you guys knew what you were doing when you were posting those things. So you don't think you had any effect when you or Daylight or people we know that are close to the camps said something?
why you ain't mention
No,
nobody?
I know that people like I to be honest, you can ask my team. I was completely oblivious until like damn near until like Euphoria dropped.
Do you feel like you made it seem like you knew what was going on?
No, I was aware of stuff that was going on, but it wasn't like I was acting on behalf of anybody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was aware. Like you gotta understand. Like that's why I was just trying to explain. Like I don't have to like certain people. I don't have to talk to them to know what they own. That's just a different texture. It's a different rapport that I have with people. Like that, your camaraderie that you have with your homies. Sometimes you probably will sit in this chair and know what Maul is on before he even says it. It's just camaraderie that you build with your brothers. Like I don't have to talk to anybody to know. Like if you say if something happens, I wouldn't have to get on the phone and call nobody and be like, oh yeah, that's what he on. I already know what he on.
He talking, bro. He talking that shit. Mal don't know what he talking about. Rory don't know what he talking about right now. They both confused. They both trying to figure out what he talking about right now. Mal sipping, thinking of trying to put it together. He trying to put it together right now. They don't know what he talking about.
Because I know him. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say like, oh, I don't know. And no, I had an idea, but I wasn't at that point. I wasn't acting on behalf of anybody. I'm just like, yo, I'm not. Also, let me back up. You gotta understand, around the push-ups time, there was nobody defending the homie. I took that personal.
How so?
Wait, and what you mean nobody was defending?
Yes, that's what I'm curious. What no one's
other rappers?
No, people who I thought would be boisterous and have
you talking about like people with platforms,
people with platform, not even podcasters, anyone with a platform who are with us, who came up with us, who are homies and friends and break bread with us. No one was saying anything. So I'm like, well, you know, I'll say something. Like I know, like, you know, this is what nobody was defending the homie. And I didn't like that.
But when you say defending him against what though?
The meme coin that is Drake.
So you didn't feel like anybody was defending Kendrick against meme that Drake was putting out?
Nobody was proactively saying anything about nothing. Everybody was just waiting to see. Like, nah, bro. Like,
but see, that's why I feel like this turned into a West Coast versus Drake thing.
no,
That's exactly what you're saying. Nobody's defending Kendrick for Drake posting a meme. What would somebody say? Like, oh,
it turned into a West Coast, if you even want to call it that. The West Coast unified because y'all disrespected West Coast legends. That's why. I don't know how it go for anybody else, but the West take the legends serious. We respect the legends, bro. We respect the legends. You feel me? So it's like, nah, bro. Nah, bro, we're not doing that. That's when it became, oh, this nigga, he think he bigger than the program. He really think he bigger than the program. He really think he's so big that he can just disrespect the culture and spit on the culture. What? And our people be so like, come on, bro. Our people be so like, and it's okay. But I'm just saying, when shit like that happen, it's like you use the culture to get to your spot. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? They forced you. They forced you on everybody.
Drake, you corny for that.
Well, as you know, there are conversations that happen all the time, but no one's emboldened enough to have an opinion of like publicly. Is what I'm saying.
I get that, but I mean,
like don't hide your support for me.
Yeah, but I think people was waiting for the music to show their support, not show support against holding Kendrick down against a meme.
I'm not talking about the meme. I'm just saying, like, this is after the record already came out. You know him just like I know him. You know what's about to happen. Don't be back channeling and be quiet about your support. To me, that's disingenuous. You know what I mean?
But do you think that also happened to Drake once the public perception went towards Kendrick? So I think we're just talking about like wishy-washy people in general, that they're just going to go to whatever side is happening at the moment.
Agreed. Which is why I operated the way I operated. I'm not a wishy-washy type motherfucker.
I hear that.
You didn't think it was crazy at the pop out to see certain people on that stage that Drake has helped along their journey and that has publicly supported Drake stand on that stage and celebrate a song calling him a pedophile?
No.
You didn't think it was nothing crazy about that?
Mm-mm.
You ain't look at nobody like, yo, but ain't that your man?
Nope.
All right. Would you do that?
Do what?
If somebody had been your friend for...
Why? I'm just like, why? I don't know. I'm just curious as to, Rory. Rory is not neutral. That's the new hashtag. Rory is not neutral.
For, I don't know, 20 years, had met your kids, been in your house, and then someone else called them a pedophile that you don't even really have a relationship with like that. Would you be dancing at a show?
It depends on the violation that person put me in that position.
Okay. Fair. We'll do that.
So,
I mean, damn, I almost
I
got
don't know the relationship between LeBron and Drake for real. I don't know if he ever violated him, but we're just speaking in hypotheticals now. Of all the people that we saw there, more or less.
Hypothetically speaking, if you violate me.
Okay. So we're just going to assume that a crazy violation happened between me and my son walking out with you at your LA show to then like a few weeks later, now I'm dancing with a mask on.
Oh, you're talking about like the
isn't
athletes
happening.
and shit.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about any specific people.
Rory is not neutral.
He said, I thought he said on stage. LeBron wasn't on stage.
I meant just in general at the pop out show.
To be. Huh? He wanted to be.
He was looking at Russell like, yo.
Yeah. Savannah was like, nigga, you ain't doing that. Like, no.
So to my point, not everybody's as invested as I am.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like Maul said, like he met them in 2012 and they got cool over the last few years. These are my people for 18 years. That's not the same thing, right? Let's start there. Second thing is you gotta look at LeBron. Remember at the top of the show, I said sometimes business is just business. Everybody that you sign to a record label or have on your album, you're not necessarily friends with. It's just, oh, this person fits on the project, or let's do some business, or let's make some money together, whatever the case may be. That's not the same thing. So I'm just, hear me out.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if I don't owe you shit, I don't owe you anything. Like, if I'm going to go to this poppin' ass concert, I'm gonna go to the poppin' ass concert. It has nothing to do with our relationship. Again, that's me being probably a little spectrum and being able to compartmentalize my relationships and my emotions. But I would assume that's the same thing for most people, or for a lot of men, is being able to, hey, let's truncate our emotions and let's just go enjoy this show or whatever.
And I fully agree with that point there. And again, we're using the hypothetical.
He don't
but
agree
we know
with that. He
between
don't.
Bron-
Head don't believe that.
because
He just said he was mad about people not showing their support publicly for Kendrick when Drake was dropping memes.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about athletes that he does.
They talking about people that he knows.
Yeah, for 20 years.
Oh, now you
And
put years
I'd
on
said
it.
I just said it was
20
18
years. What they both explained, that LeBron has said out loud, he's been in my house with my kids. Like,
Yeah.
they have a real relationship. I don't really know any real business they've done together outside of maybe both being signed to Sprite.
That's the part I be confused about when it comes to this. Is all y'all know about their relationship for real is what they say, which is like respectable, right? But it's also like, it's just like, how many musicians and celebrities do we see? It be relationships, motherfuckers be in whole relationships. That's PR. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Who knows what's going on? Who knows, bro? All I know is Bron rock with Kendrick too. Bron rock with Kendrick too. Everybody like, they not as close. You don't know that. Everybody don't make their relationships public. Everybody don't gotta give you a whole bunch of money when the camera on. Everybody don't gotta pop out to you. You know what I'm saying? To your son when the camera's on. Sometimes you can have relationships when the camera's off. I don't know if they knew that, but just wanted to let them know.
No,
But,
I'm not saying
like,
that they've done business like
I was
that.
using that as a hypothetical.
Me too.
Again, we don't know that. I don't look at Bron and Drake from what we know as they were a business relationship that had met a few years ago.
No, I'm not drawing that parallel. He introduced that, so that was a different scenario. What I'm saying is, overall, I don't think it's that deep for most people.
Okay.
I come from radio. The average listener don't give a fuck. They just want to hear a popping ass song.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like on YouTube. If you like, y'all have a pod. If you do a YouTube, you might see, 50% or 48% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel.
Right.
Right. It's just passive consumption. So I don't think it's personal if LeBron or this person goes to the fucking concert, bro. Like, it's a concert that they want to go be at, and they want to have a good time.
I swear to God, LeBron didn't tell Drake to get that tattoo. I swear LeBron ain't tell Drake to get that tattoo. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Who want to bet? LeBron did not tell Drake to get that tattoo. Who want to bet right now? Drake did that on his own. He probably didn't even tell nobody. He probably just showed everybody after. You had to see him. You had to see him to see the tat. Come on, bro.
I don't look at it as me saying "fuck you." It's just like, this is a concert I want to be at.
Yeah, but then y'all was mad that Game wasn't there.
I was mad with
Not you, but a lot of people from the West Coast, a lot of artists, they kind of gave Game some heat online, like he wasn't there. He didn't show support for the West Coast and all of the artists collectively coming together and having a beautiful moment.
Who gave him heat online?
Everybody. Game addressed it. He spoke about it online.
No, but I'm saying, who was saying that?
I'm just saying, I don't know who in particular, but Game obviously had some energy and some words coming his way, and he felt inclined to go on IG Live or post a video.
I don't remember nobody being mad at the Game. I don't remember no rappers or nothing saying that they was mad at the Game for not being at the pop out. I do not remember that. I do not remember that. I do remember the Game seeming mad about the fact that he wasn't on the pop out, though. You feel me? You said the Game said it. I don't know, though. The Game be saying a lot.
On IG, explaining why he wasn't there. He does what he want to do. Drake is his brother, whatever. Like, so obviously he felt some heat from him not being at that show. So again, there is a thing where people feel like, I can't support that. Now Game may support Kendrick. He may love Kendrick, but he can't support that show because in that moment, that song, that message, and who it's going at, who it's attacking is somebody else who he has a fondness of, or a brotherhood where he's like, yo, I can't support that. I love Kendrick. I love my city. I support my city, but I can't support that moment because that song and that message in that song is going at somebody, excuse me, who I respect and who I have a love for, and I can't do that. So yeah, some people on that stage knew that they weren't supposed to be there, but again, it's people looking for to capitalize off a moment. Like it's a streaming. We know how many people gonna be watching this. Everybody want to be seen. And I get it, but you can't say that, oh, I'll just, it's the music and I can support how I want. There is a thing though where, yes, it is music, but I know this
Mal was
dude
not
personally on a
trolling.
personal level, and I can't support that because me and him have a relationship. I did it, but many people, there's people on that stage who I respect that song and that
trolling.
message and that song is going at somebody, excuse me, who I respect and who I have a love for, and I can't do that. So yeah, some people on that stage knew that they weren't supposed to be there. But again, it's people looking for to capitalize off a moment. Like it's a streaming. We know how many people gonna be watching this. Everybody want to be seen, and I get it, but you can't say that oh, I'll just it's the music and I can support.
A lot.
There is a thing though where
A lot.
yes, it is music.
5-5,
But
baby.
I know this dude personally on a personal level, and I can't support that because me and him have a relationship where he's done, we've done things for each other.
Hold on. And it's still at 5-5-5. 5-5-5 on 5/2/2025. Come on.
Showed my family love, opened his home to me. I've opened my home to him. Like this, so there's a certain thing where like I can't support.
Which is crazy because 25 is 5 times 5. Oh my God.
That I love Kendrick. I love my city. I love a lot of those guys on the stage, but I can't be there because that moment is, it's going at somebody who I also have a love for.
Yeah, that's everybody's choice to make.
No, but that's I'm just speaking to, the fact that certain people were there, and yes, they might want to just be there to support Kendrick, but what that moment it was about. And it's like, I can't,
everybody can make their decision, but it was there was a lot of people there.
No, absolutely, there was a lot of people there, but a lot of those people that was there, they knew that it was like, yo, this is gonna look this is gonna look away. Like I'm at this show supporting this record. The song is playing. I'm on stage dancing to it. I'm in the video. All of that, we know what that is. That's very strategic shit. That's very thought out shit. That's not just I'm going to a show to have a good time. Because if I'm going to the show to have a good time, I'll be in the skybox and won't nobody know I'm there.
That's you.
But if I'm on stage and I start dancing and then at the end of the picture,
that's you though. That's you. Maybe you don't want nobody to know you there. Some people like to be the life of the party. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I want to be seen. I'm here.
Well, to be fair, there's no skyboxes at the Forum.
Well, at the Forum, no. But I could have been in that building and not been on the stage, is what I'm saying. Being on the stage is a statement. I stand by this. I support this message.
Real.
I know people that were on the stage that just got up there and they weren't trying to make a statement. I'm not going to speak for them.
This up soon. Hed, I have a question. Mal went viral a lot. Both of you did, but Mal has this type of platform, so he really went viral a lot with a lot of clips talking about Drake in the battle. What was your perception of Mal and the clips and the messaging in those clips? Off first look, not now.
What do you mean, like back then?
Yeah, back then. And you can be honest, we won't jump you.
Yeah, your man Jeremy has some slick shit to
I've
say.
been jumping them.
Well, there was a lot of people. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't personally give a fuck. Like, I don't ingest other people's energy like that. Like, I don't, like, I just don't. That's not really what I do. But there were a lot of people who felt the way.
Why would they feel away? Was there anything he said that was a violation or over the line or anything crazy?
I don't remember everything he said. I remember there was one thing in particular where I think someone had made reference somebody said, I don't remember what you said, but there were people that were upset with what you said. I wish I could remember the context, but it was just like, because you come off as very delusional in the way that you approach your art.
Hey, this nigga's attacks me so calculated, bro. He know exactly when to hit this nigga. He be chilling and he be letting him play offense the whole time. That out of nowhere, just bah. Oh shit. My bad, y'all. Oh hell no. That's crazy. We back though. We back though. We back though. All right, let's get it. Pop and disappeared for real. I'm playing too much.
Argument.
I love that.
Yeah. I actually envy it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love that I come off delusional because I know exactly what the fuck I'm saying and why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But again, I can't speak on certain things publicly. So
Why do you feel he comes off delusional?
and were all of these people from Cali that felt like that?
Nah. Mm. Well, you said why?
Yeah.
Just very like, some of the stuff is very far-fetched and Narnia-ish.
What's far-fetched that I said? Hey?
Yeah, such as. So, because you're saying you don't remember what he's saying.
No, I don't
but if
remember what he
you're-
said. Like, for instance, like the thing you said today, like nobody can convince you otherwise
About what?
about your stance on
Who had the better bars?
who won or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, like for instance,
But why is that delusional for me? And it's people that write music and rappers that rap at a very high level that feel the same way.
Who?
So
to me, that's just not a very whole human. Fuck music. Anybody who has a stance that you can't convince me otherwise of anything, no matter what you present.
No, not anything. I'm talking about these bars that you can't.
Ooh, cooked him. Cooked him. You can't be convinced no matter what. Now I know he was being, he was using hyperbole, but it's still a good gotcha though.
Convince me that.
So what I'm saying is, as opposed to having that approach, the approach will probably be, present it to me and I'll make an assessment. You shutting down the presentation of any assessment, to me, that's more of a personal thing than it is a rap thing.
Me shutting down.
Like you saying, nobody can convince me otherwise, no matter what.
That
you're shutting down any and all energy.
That Drake didn't have the better bars?
Correct.
Yeah, because I listen to the music.
That's your.
And I trust my ear and my brain.
I feel you. But that's just not where I am. So that's just.
Okay, so do you feel that if somebody doesn't have the same opinion as you, they're delusional?
No.
Okay, so I guess I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're saying.
So what people feel
because
like
me and Maul disagreed, but we talked it out. I mean, of course, the clips went viral, but there were 45-minute conversations with that entire thing.
Yeah.
So even if we disagreed, I didn't think Maul was delusional.
Rory trying to spin back his biased coverage the whole night by doing this. Very smart guy. Two motherfuckers who don't got no common sense. Fuck is you talking about?
And not hearing me. I just felt that's how Maul felt. And music to me, I don't think you can be delusional because music is like food.
It's only delusional because it wasn't resonating with what other people felt in the battle. That's what's delusion. Because if I was saying, yo, Kendrick is smashing them, but everybody be like, yo, that nigga Maul know what he's talking about.
And other people's social media, we can't. I'm more, I guess, asking Hed what you mean by that. Like, I don't know if he didn't receive information. I just think that's how he felt, the same way this way you felt.
No. I'm not saying in that sense. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, to me, like, creating a world in which no one can pull you out of, no matter what it is, I don't occupy that space. Like I'm willing to like I've had conversations with like skinheads, like Aryan Brotherhood, neo-Nazi motherfuckers, dudes with like swastika on their necks, and they're like, you know, I don't like this group of people. I don't like black people. It's like for me, I want to know why, and not necessarily for them to change my mind on how I feel, but I'm open to any possibility. Him saying there's nothing you can do to me shuts down the realm of any possibility.
I said there was nothing you could do to me.
Head, is there anything anybody can do to convince you that Drake won this battle?
Present it to me. I'm open to hearing it.
But
Have you heard Family Matters?
You've heard all that.
That's not a good enough.
You don't think Drake rapped better than Kendrick on Family Matters than Kendrick on Not Like Us?
No.
You think Kendrick rapped better?
No, but I'm willing to receive presentation.
Go.
Do you want me to play it?
And then you got nothing to say. He opened the field for you. He opened the field for you to get your point across. And when you had the floor, you had nothing to say. You began smacked upside your head for 2 hours. What are we talking about? Fight back.
So the purpose in us asking these follow-up questions is, I get what you're saying, where you can say that someone's delusional if they can't be convinced of something and they're shutting down all outside perspectives. But in a rap battle, there's only the bars and the music. So if you've heard and dissected both songs, just because someone, are you saying that if I brought up the lyrics to a song you already know, you've already heard, and present them to you differently, there's a chance that you would change your mind about this battle? You think that that's possible?
That's possible. Anything's possible, but that's not what I was making reference to about the illusion. It was a thing.
Now, this is what she don't understand. When you really love the bars and you really love dissecting rap, yes, somebody breaking down a verse to you a different way than the way you thought will make you appreciate the verse better. But some motherfuckers don't know that because they don't really participate within the hip hop culture the way some of us do. And they keep showing you. They keep showing you. They keep showing you. They keep showing you. You know how many times, bro, I didn't even want to listen to Ab Soul at first. And then the homie put me on to Control System. And it was one of my favorite albums ever. I didn't even like Ab Soul at first. But once I started to understand, like, whoa, this is what he's saying. Oh, no, he's crazy. But you got to really love hip hop and be around people who love hip hop to have those experiences. My bad.
Thing when I was saying I couldn't remember, like the when you asked me before, like has he said something? He said something that made me think he was delusional before.
Okay.
I wasn't making a reference to right now.
Damn,
Okay.
I wish you were.
Yeah, I'm curious what it was.
Yeah, me too.
What I said that would seem like I'm delusional.
Just because you asked me,
Because you know me. Like so before this battle, have you ever thought Maul's delusional?
Yes.
When?
Bro, you want me to recall?
Yes.
Okay.
If I said I think Hed is delusional, I can tell you why.
He didn't think he was gonna say yeah.
I think.
Okay, well, I'll recant it because I can remember right now.
Okay.
I'll let you
fair.
know. I'll let
That's
you know
fair.
for sure.
We do have access to the two viral clips of Maul, if you'd like us to play them and see if you find a delusional moment in them.
No, I mean, I don't. He asked me from before too. Like there's been several moments where I was like, oh, that's kind of out there.
Okay, that's fair.
But does that warrant the word delusion?
Hey, she got a certain energy towards him, bro. She got a certain energy towards him, bro.
Because there's a lot of things that I've disagreed with plenty of people, but we just have far different opinions on this. I don't view that as delusion. To me is a pattern amongst your entire life.
No, delusion.
Then it is based off something we disagree with and can't come to terms.
Delusion as in reality adjacent.
But that has to be a pattern, because there's some stuff that is probably reality adjacent to me, but it's few things. Like it's not a pattern with me where everything is that far fucking fetched.
Yeah.
But there's certain topics that I do feel that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call somebody that delusion. If that is a significant thing that is in your life with everything that you face, that's delusion. If somebody said, yo, I think Nas won over Jay.
Rory, you ain't saying nothing. You're not saying anything right now. You think because you got that suit on, you saying something. Just because you're wearing the suit don't mean you saying something. Why do people think that? I'm about to get off topic, bro. Just because you got a suit on don't mean you saying something. All of a sudden, niggas' vocabulary go up +5 and shit.
and I start breaking down every fact that Jay said in Takeover and it being The Doors being a better song. And they were like, nah, I like Dick Sucking Lips better. I'm not going to call him delusional. We just disagree there.
That's a fair statement. That's just like you said, it's subjective.
Yeah. I just
I'm
feel
still
like
delusional.
Oh my God, we're gonna hang on this.
It's a strong statement.
I just want to know if you still think I'm delusional.
I will go back and look and try to figure out where I had those thoughts. It's been like two or maybe three. I don't know. And I will find them and I'll send them to you.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
That's a bet.
To close out, thank both you guys for this. I think this was actually good. I feel like this battle has put stan culture in a different light for me. And I don't think either of you guys are that whatsoever. I think the reflection of what happened in this battle made Eminem's Stan song seem normal. Like lock your girl in a trunk before what I've seen on this fucking timeline.
Yeah.
This battle turned the world into a very weird fucking place. I thought this was going to be the greatest thing ever for hip hop. And
you don't think making sure that you're leaning like to an OVO standard with all your questions and and everything that you're doing. You don't think that's weird? You don't think pretending that you're neutral when we all can look at you and know that you fucking not isn't weird? Please, somebody tell me I'm hearing what I think I just heard. Bro is sitting there with a suit on, tailoring questions for Drake to look good. And you talking about shit weird. Somebody please. Who do these people think they be talking to? They think we dumb. What are we talking about?
feel like it may have been the fucking worst. So to see you two sit down and just chop it up for the year anniversary, I do think this is important. Not that the stands have any sense whatsoever. That's delusion to me. Is the OVO community and the TDE community, that's delusion.
Very much so.
So I don't think they're going to look at this and be like, oh, two people can just talk and like everything.
This is another tactic where he shows that he does the bias coverage the whole time, but then he sprinkles some, oh, I don't play either side. Bro, you are not very skilled at this, Rory. You are not very skilled at this, Rory. I'm just being honest. I think anybody can pick up on what you're doing here. Anybody. Like genuinely, anybody can pick up on what you're doing here. We saw your bias coverage the whole time, and you continuously saying once or twice that you're in the middle changes nothing. What are we doing here? By the way, 555 again. 5 times 2, that's 10. 5 times 4, that's 20. 5 times 5, that's 25. Bro, this shit crazy.
Thing be fine. Like we could just have different opinions. So I think this was great. And I want to end it with positivity. Mal, say something nice about Kendrick Lamar.
You said what?
Say something nice about Kendrick Lamar.
Say something nice about Kendrick?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like I've always said what? I didn't even say nothing yet. Why are you laughing? I've always
Yeah.
Well,
Bruh, I can say, bro, I don't rock with Drake. I can say something nice about Drake, man. Before I knew Drake wasn't writing this shit, I liked his music.
I mean, I feel like I've always said what? I didn't even say nothing yet. Why are you laughing? I've always throughout this entire year that we just came through. I don't think I've ever, or it was never my intention, but I don't think I've ever said it. I've never downplayed Kendrick's skill set, his ability, his status as an MC, as a rapper.
Not my question. Say something nice about Kendrick Lamar.
Like what? I don't know him personally.
Saying, yo, I didn't downplay you is not saying something.
Him as a rapper.
Him as a whatever you.
He said, what? I don't know him as a person. Yo, Drake somewhere in the embassy right now with a blackmail flash drive on OVO Mall. How much y'all want to bet, bro? How much y'all want to bet? And there's an OVO Mall flash drive somewhere in Drake closet right now. This dude can't even say nothing nice. You got to know him personally. Say something nice.
I don't know him as a person, so I can't say
As a rapper.
He's one of the illest, but I've always said this. He's one of the illest. He's one of the best of his generation. Like I went to the Mr. Morale show with Rory.
Yeah.
Said it was one of the best rap shows I've ever been to. Kendrick's stage performance has gotten a million times better. He's a star. Like I've said all of these things already, but because in the battle I wasn't on the side of thinking Euphoria or Meet the Grams was amazing, people feel like I hate Kendrick. And I'm like, yo, did y'all not just see everything I said about him when Mr. Morale came out? And I said the album was incredible and he could probably turn that into a Broadway play because it plays like a playbook. Like I said all of these things about Kendrick. I fuck with Kendrick. I think he's amazing. I just
wait. You was the same dude at the beginning at the beginning of this whole thing. You was talking about what's Kendrick gonna perform? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers? Get the bro. Y'all not that good at this. You're not that good at spinning narratives and utilizing propaganda. Do better.
I think that in this moment,
y'all are terrible at creating propaganda. The only reason the Drake fans buy it is because they need to.
Said things that's kind of like, that's a little crazy to say that, put that on another man. I don't like the record. Not saying Kendrick. I've never said Kendrick isn't dope and he can't rap. You will never find me anywhere on the internet saying that. So, I mean, something nice about him. Yo, keep fucking putting out dope ass bars, keep putting out dope projects, like keep doing your thing on tour, like do all of that.
Keep putting out dope ass bars. His nervous system shutting down. He's talking about keep putting out dope.
I wish you stopped performing that fucking record. I think that's crazy. You don't need to perform that record. And that's, to me, it's like you're making that a point to perform that record because his catalog is dope. He doesn't need to perform that record, but you know, I get it. Have your victory lap, but I just think that at some
this whole narrative that Kendrick got to stop doing Not Like Us, Kendrick ain't even performed it like 15 times yet. And first of all, since when was not performing a hit song a good thing? Why would you not perform a hit song? I get y'all trying to pressure them into not performing the song. What y'all don't understand, that makes us want to listen to it more. That makes us want to turn up to it more. As a matter of fact, I'm going to stream it when I get off of this shit. Just because y'all keep saying that. And it's like, it's one of them songs where I can play it whenever. I can play it whenever. I can play that shit whenever. I'm about to get off of here and stream it. Like, what are we talking about?
Point, you got to get away from that record because that energy, that message is like, that's disgusting to be out there rapping or even saying that word on stage every night. Like I've seen the Jay Nas battle, Kiss and Beans and all these dudes that I grew up listening to. That's never a word anybody ever even threw out there. Like you don't play with that word. So I come from that. So that's why I'm always speaking to that. Cause it's like, yo, you heard what you just said about this dude? Like that's a little, you throwing that on a man's jacket is the worst thing you can put on somebody. So to me, I just don't like that. I don't like that message. How Hed said there's certain things he just don't feed into. That's not his frequency. That I'm just like, all right, once I hear that, I'm not even listening to that no more. You know, that's me. And I'll stand on that. But as far as me saying something nice about, Kendrick is amazing. He's an amazing artist, amazing, phenomenal rapper. And I'm looking forward to hearing what else he got for us. Like, I don't have nothing negative to say about Kendrick.
Bro is panicking. He could have been like, he has one of the best discographies in hip hop. I love Damn is one of the best albums. He could have did something so simple. Bro just, like, he panicking so much. He talking in circles with something that could have been one compliment. They ain't tell you to give him a paragraph. They said, say something nice. Drake, bro, I promise you. This is not what's gonna make Drake drop that hard drive, bro. This is Drake. Drake's not gonna put out that. Drake is not going to sell that hard drive because of this. You're fine, bro. Allegedly.
Kendrick, other than that Not Like Us record, to me, I hate it. I don't like it. And I think that Drake had the better bars in the battle. I'll stand and I'll die on that.
Okay, I appreciate the final thoughts. And I agree with a lot of what you said. Maul, can you say something nice about Kendrick Lamar?
He says
Kendrick is a phenomenal rapper.
He said something.
He's a phenomenal MC. He makes good music. Like
Maul, thank you.
he has a
so
great
much.
stage show. Like
Thank you for your candor.
Yeah, like what do you want me to say?
DJ Head, can you say something nice about Drake?
You still one of them ones, King. Let this shit go. Get back to the rap.
No
DJ
number
Head,
one on Spotify.
can you say something nice?
I just did. I said you still
without saying something negative.
You still one of them ones, bro. Do you?
I don't think the therapist would accept it, but it's
What
fine.
you mean?
Do you?
Yeah, like no, give him
do you
no,
is
give
not
him
saying something.
pushback the way y'all gave me pushback.
I
Get
didn't
him,
give you
Damaris.
pushback.
Get him.
I didn't give you any pushback. I think you
That's exactly what I was saying. He should have did, bro. He just keeps showing the levels. He keeps showing the levels, bro.
did an amazing job. And
Do you is not a compliment.
Yeah, do you? He's been doing him. You mean do you?
that
No,
is
no, he should be telling Kendrick to do him and stop performing not like us. Say that.
I like the record.
You don't like that fucking record.
I don't
man.
like the record.
No, you don't. Ed, I've been to your parties. I know the shit you play.
Which party you come to?
I've been. Ed, you don't think I've ever been to parties that you DJ'd? Are you high
Which
right now?
party?
Ed, I've been going to your party since probably 2014, 2015,
one?
2016. What are you talking about?
I don't DJ that
Which one? Which one?
many parties.
You've DJ'd a private party I was at in the hills at a house. What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Did I play the record?
No, this is years ago. This was before the record.
And I've
came
been
out.
with Maul at parties that you DJ.
Really?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm trying to see who heard what I just heard. Hey, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is because I don't think so. I'm not saying that's what it is, bro. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
What the fuck is he talking about right now?
Listen, I don't have a good memory. I don't.
Hey, you don't got to remember, but you remember every fucking
Your
thing.
name is
Kendrick.
DJ Head.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, this is trauma.
Ah, see?
So let me do my
Okay.
nice thing again. Go back to 3 or whatever. it is.
do you guys have any final thoughts for each other?
Oh, okay.
Final thoughts for each other?
Yes.
I mean, shout out to Head.
People
Shout out to
who is
everything that
crazy.
you're doing. Somebody that I've supported and I've had, I like everything about you. Anytime we've ever met, we've seen each other in LA. It's always been nothing but love and respect. Love the space that you in now. Shout out to you. Shout out to West Coast Ellie, West Coast Wilson.
That's what I'm
West
saying.
Coast
I
Wilson.
doubt it.
Jeremy has some wild shit to say. Fuck Jeremy. Nah,
That's what I'm saying. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just joking. I don't know.
And shout out to Jeremy.
I don't
Submitted
know.
a few questions.
Yeah,
A lot of
shout-
They could be talking about some whole other shit for real.
who's already
shout out to
aligned on, but
Jeremy.
shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to
Shout out to
Elliot.
Gina.
Gina Views.
Shout out to Gina.
Views.
Gina, we would love to have you on the show. If you
Holding it
ever come
down
to
for
New
the
York.
black women.
Yeah, I love everything that you got going on. And I love the fact that you always keep it Cali. And I respect that. You know what I mean? Like you stand on where you from, you rep your city, you rep it proud.
Well, I got on my uptowns right now.
Because you out here and you in New York, you had to put that.
I did
down.
notice that you were wearing Lakers, and I saw
Well,
the
we-
Uptown.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
we tried.
Okay.
Well,
you
this
know-
is because we lost. We got bumped the first round, so this is kind of like.
So I was like,
Homage.
Yeah, like
I don't know, bro.
it was better days at one point. Right now, we're in a little bit of a funk. But shout out to Head, shout out to everything you're doing. And yo, man, this last year it's been fun to, watch the West Coast celebrate and all the artists, pop out and perform. Like it's been fun to see a lot of guys get some time to shine and get some, light put on them, because it is a lot of dope talent out of California that I think a lot of people kind of don't get a chance to really tap into.
I agree.
And I respect Kendrick for taking that moment and sharing that moment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sharing that stage and sharing that platform with other artists. Don't like the message that it, sent at my boy, but either way, love the fact that the city came together. Love the fact that the coach.
That's not your boy. Stop saying that.
Came together for a night on stage, and it was dope. I think anybody from anywhere has to salute that and respect that. So yeah, man, shout out to you and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Had any final thoughts for Mal?
Yeah, thank you for having me on your platform. For inviting the conversation. Shout out to what y'all have built post battle, and that was
I know.
That was a shot.
I caught
that was a what?
That was a shot.
No, I wasn't a shot.
I was just
yeah.
Rap. It was hip hop.
Yeah.
Temperature may be different over here. It felt like a shot over here.
Because shit was built pre-battle.
No. Let's not act like
you ain't built too.
You ain't built off the battle too. Like
no, he's not.
I wasn't talking about
He's not
that.
talking about that.
Oh, okay.
I'm still making shit. No, we not moderators anymore.
You
papers better wait. Stop now. Let's pop.
I got exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, I respect it for sure.
Yeah.
And also I think like being able to navigate this space and stand on opinions.
All right. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. DJ, yeah, bro. DJ Hed packed him up, bro. He packed him the fuck up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He got him up out of here. Mal got torched. I ain't gonna lie. They all got torched. All three of them, for real. All three of them got torched. They was trying to gang up on a boy. And I'm gonna say it again. DJ Hed, I apologize out the gate, bro, because I had no faith in you. When I seen that DDG stream and bro said name 5 Kendrick songs and you panicked, I was like, oh yeah, nah. So when they said they was gonna do this, I was like, oh, I was thinking that was your level. I thought that was your level. But you showed me on this, nah, your level is crazy. Your level is crazy, bro. Respectfully. Your level is crazy, bro. Absolutely. Los Polos versus Jalopy. And I ain't gonna lie. You give me anybody on that side, I'm sending them to Heaven's Gates, bro. I'm sending anybody on that side of Heaven's Gates. I swear. I'm packing him out. I'm sending them up. Simple. But hey, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for the what's it called? The super chats and all that. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that came. This was a fire stream. I had a great time with y'all, bro. We're going to do this more often for sure. All right. But yeah, appreciate y'all. I think I'm going to just lead us up. But yeah, y'all have a good night. All right. I think I'm going to go live. I'll probably go live again tomorrow. I don't know yet. But good night, y'all. And thank you to everybody for the Hey, if y'all want, bro, take some of this stuff up and clip it up. Y'all can make whole pages of my shit. Click it up. I ain't gonna copyright you. Go ahead. Go get your money. But all right, I'm gonna catch y'all, man.